Sign up for free today.
Live from Phoenix, Arizona, this is America Fest. Turning Point USA brings you the voices shaping the future of this nation as we honor the legacy of Charlie Kirk and ignite the next generation of American leadership. Featuring Vice President J.D. Vance, Erica Kirk, and RAB's very own Steve Bannon and Jack Posobiec. This is where faith, freedom, and the America First movement collide. America Fest starts now.
Welcome to Turning Point USA AmFest 2025. We are so glad that you're all here with us in person, and also those of us watching on our broadcast and online. We are Real America's Voice. I'm Bo Davidson alongside Benny Ray Harmony, Brian Glenn, and Ben Bergquam. Give it a hand for all these guys up here today. So we're very, very excited to be here. There's so much great coverage that we're going to be bringing you some great speakers, some great interviews. And I just want to go down the horn really quickly, and we'll start with Benny. Benny, you've been involved with Turning Point for many, many years, and you're on the team now. Tell us what Turning Point USA has meant to you as you've grown in your career.
Well, Bo, I mean, anyone who has followed my career knows that Turning Point is what started my career, from Arizona State University, joining the chapter, to then working for Jack Posobiec and Human Events. Turning Point gave me my foot into this movement, this world, and Charlie showed me what it means to truly be an American when I didn't even know what a Democrat or Republican was. And so just to be able to be here and see so many amazing people, this doesn't stop anyone. We are here and we're going to continue this. And now more than ever, I think that these people's faces just show the movement is stronger than ever, truly.
Absolutely. And Brian, I know that you've been, you have to cover this on a daily basis. You've had to cover the highs, the lows. But first of all, let's give a congratulations to Brian.
Congratulations, Brian.
Thank you.
But go ahead, Brian.
Thank you. I don't know. We'll figure that out. No, it's an honor to be here, and Turning Point obviously has done phenomenal things with the youth in America. I look back when I was in college from '88 to 92. I wish we would have had a Turning Point chapter in my university, because I ended up going to an Al Gore rally. Don't judge me here. I was young and dumb. Obviously, I went the other way. But what they're doing on these college campuses with the youth of America, putting God first, that's first, God first, country, family, I love it. It's called the Three Munchkins: mortgage, marriage, and
you sold that to Trump the other day.
I did. I said that the other day. But I mean, it's something about what they're doing is very special.
And Ben, how many Turning Points, AmFest, or even events have you been to over the course of your career?
I don't actually know. I've been to the last 5 AmFests, and then all the Faith Action Summits, and I actually never counted, but we've been doing this for 5 years. When we started this, actually, we were underneath this little spot, this little corner over here, and what God has done in this movement. I started in college as well before there was a Turning Point. Yeah. I was out there battling liberals in California at Fresno State University, and it was one of those things. You came through this and you saw it. It was like a meat grinder for conservatives back then, where if you actually stood up and said, hey, I believe in traditional marriage, I believe in God, family, and country. I actually love this country. I love this nation. I respect the people that came before me, the blood that sacrificed so that I have the freedom that I have today. Somehow you were ostracized. You're crazy. What's being taught on our universities today, and it's so important why Charlie saw that and decided, I don't want to be brainwashed into this. So he didn't even go to college, but he impacted college students more than any other person in my lifetime, probably in the last 100 years. And so to watch him go through his progression and turn this idea into a movement that ultimately ended up winning the election for President Trump in the last election, and turning so many young people's hearts to God, as you said, Brian, God first and then country, and gave them the courage to stand up and speak in that. You can't quantify the value that this has had on their lives. And I just pray that it's our first live show from this event. A lot of people are coming to this event not exactly sure what they're going to see. It's part memorial. I still have my pin from Charlie's memorial. It's part memorial for Charlie, but it's also part optimistic, looking forward for the seeds that Charlie planted. And that's my prayer, is that every seed that Charlie planted, every life that he touched, grows into a tree of liberty that we can't quantify, but we save this nation through the young people and the young at heart that are here with us today.
Yeah, and Ben, your words are so pertinent, and I think that what we have to do, of course, is the word legacy comes up. That's something that usually happens with people who have passed on. Of course, we think back about their life, what they meant, the indelible impression that they left upon people. I know for me, watching someone like Charlie Kirk was about having a conversation, a dialogue that could be civil, that was about the marketplace of ideas, that you didn't have to shout at one another, that you didn't have to tear one down, you didn't have to have ad hominem attacks. That's in part what he meant to me, but I would like for each of you to kind of talk about legacy, because Benny, in your case, you even had trouble in your own previous job because you wanted to honor the late Charlie Kirk. Talk about that and what his legacy means to you.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind these past few months, but Charlie changed my life, plain and simple, Bo. On that September 10th, I'll never forget walking back from my ABC studio back to my desk and got the notification on my phone of what had happened. And I went directly to my boss's office and I said, Charlie Kirk has been shot. Let me do something. Maybe I can get you an interview. She said, he was just a podcaster. We're not going to touch it. We're going to let national news touch it. We won't. And that's when I decided, that next Friday, I had to say something. I had to say something. My station had not said one thing, Bo. Not one thing. We'd stopped taking cut-ins from ABC National, all of it. And I had no doubt in my mind when I went into the studio that day, I felt Jesus over me, and I felt a calling that I had to say something. I had to. It was the Holy Spirit. And, my team let me lead, and I did that. And in the moment, it was terrifying. It really was, but I have never felt more liberated because I knew that Charlie would say, yes, Benny, yes. I should have done it earlier, to be quite honest with you.
Well, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Isn't that right, Brian?
It's true. I remember I was on a flight back from Chicago with Attorney General Pam Bondi when we got the news on the plane that he had been shot. And I was with the press corps in the back of the plane, and everyone says, well, is she going to talk about it? Is she going to mention it? Is someone going to issue a statement? And I thought it was like, can we just let this resonate for a second before you ask somebody for an official statement? And the mood on the plane turned at that point. But I'll never forget where I was at. And of course, from that point on, we kind of knew the attack that we have on this world. Mm-hmm. It's good versus evil. It's not Republican versus Democrat. It's not conservative versus liberal. It is good versus evil. And Charlie Kirk stared down evil and debated them every day in the name of Jesus to spread the gospel. And you got to respect that.
Amen.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Amen.
Thank you.
That's really his legacy. I watched the progression of Charlie from a young guy that was just motivated to go out there and debate on college campuses to a guy who really, the last 4 years, and I think Erica had a big part in that, really turned his life to mentoring, to discipling, to following Christ's path for his life. And there was a shift even in Turning Point where it wasn't secular to begin with. They always had that foundation of God, but really you saw that in Charlie. And I think partly as a father, when you realize, wow, when you're given that gift of a child to raise, something changes in you. The selfishness that you previously had, everything was about you and your goals, and all of a sudden you realize you have these children to take care of. It definitely plays into it. But I look at what Charlie did, and that to me is giving people the courage, young people in particular. When I used to do this at Fresno State and around California, I was the only one. I would go out, and I didn't actually intend on doing it. I just looked at mainstream media and I said, well, the left attacks us all the time. Where's our side attacking back with the truth?
Well, let me ask you a question. Where's the liberals' version of America Fest? Where is it?
Well,
Who speaks at it?
They don't have it. They have the anti-American. They have their DNC convention.
There is no organized event that promotes God, family, country. Where is it? That's why they're losing on the message, because they're not focused on what is the center of all of this.
And that's the important point. They can't compete in the arena of ideas, and so what do? They attack. They beat you over the head. I got stitches.
You deal with this all the time.
From Antifa back in 2017 for simply wanting to go out and have a conversation. Charlie's assassinated. President Trump is nearly assassinated. They cannot compete in the arena of ideas, and so that's what they do is they bring fear, and it pure terrorism is their goal. And what I love about this is even in the face of that, the people of this generation, the patriots of this generation, aren't backing down. They're not staying silent. You've got jihad. You've got this combination of Democrats who now this three-legged stool. It's jihadists, communists, and cartels. That's really who runs the Democrat Party now. And it would be really easy to say, okay, I'm out. That's too scary. I'm not going to step into that. And what I see are people standing up and saying, nope, I'm going to continue to stand, because they understand now it's life or death. And it's not just life or death for me or for this, my issues. It's for my children and my grandchildren and the people that come after me. Yeah. That's the mindset of the patriots we have today.
I agree.
Yeah, it's so important. And Ben, what you said about being a father, I mean, I became a father 22 months ago, and it changes everything. It just changes everything when you have a young son who looks up into your eyes and wants to know what dad's doing. And the thing about it is if you look at what the legacy that Charlie left and what he meant to young people, you have so many young men turning to the Bible, turning to faith, turning to God. Ben, you report on this all the time with respect to faith. What has Charlie meant, do you think, in terms of the faith movement of this country?
Well, he sparked a revival. I mean, what we're seeing, and my prayer is, we're seeing a little bit of division now. The enemy, by the way, when you look at what the devil's going to do, anytime there's a revival movement, you're going to see two things, division and distraction. When you see those things come, avoid them like the plague. Focus on God's call in your life. And that's what I see is,
and be discerning of all those. Yeah,
Charlie Kirk brought God and politics back together. The two things that they always said you can't do, the separation of church and state. He said, reject that, and we bring those things back together. If we do that, we win.
Yeah. It's amazing. They always say, don't talk about politics and religion at dinner. Yeah. I said, heck no, that's exactly what you should talk about.
The most important.
If you don't talk about it, someone else is going to talk about their politics and their religion on your kids.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. There's a lot of kids that go off to college in August. They come back for Thanksgiving break. All of a sudden, they don't believe in God. They don't believe the sanctity of marriage, the core family. They don't eat meat. They're vegan. All of a sudden, they've deconstructed everything that you've constructed over 18 years.
And they don't even know if they're a boy or a girl anymore.
Well,
I mean, that's how insane this has gotten.
That is exactly.
I gotta chime in on this because I think I'm the youngest up here, right? I'm 20. I just turned 24. Okay, I still am kind of a baby, but. You're talking about your son. We were talking about this before we came up here. But I can't even fathom bringing a child into this craziness that we are seeing in our world right now. And it was people like Charlie that gave me hope and still give me hope that we can raise kids right and that we do have a choice.
But I do have hope, Benny, and what you're saying is true, because becoming a parent means being a father, being a mother. Exactly what you said, Brian. Going to the Thanksgiving table, say, we are going to talk about this. Sorry, but we are going to talk about it.
You do it mine, I can guarantee you. Speaking of that, if you don't think my future wife won't talk about it, oh, she talks about politics on religion all the time.
Hey, speaking of that, if Billy and Lily, if you're out there, I've got my daughter, or my wife and our youngest daughter here. I want to highlight them when we come back. I'm going to be jumping out in the crowd, so we're going to be talking to the folks out there. It's going to be awesome.
That's right. Guys. Let's give a big round of applause for Turning Point USA AmFest 2025. Yeah. And guys, we will be right back.
We got Eric Bowling. I just see Eric Bowling. He's going to be up there. He's with us right now.
We'll be right back, guys. Stay with us.
More from America Fest right after this on Real America's Voice.
Joining us is Dr. Drew from the Wellness Company with advice for dealing with seasonal colds and flu. Doctor?
Cold and flu season is here, and every year you or a loved one gets sick. Your doctor can't see you. Waiting in a crowded urgent care is brutal. This is a particularly bad cold and flu season, and it's why doctors suggest every family needs an emergency medical kit. Your medical emergency kit is filled with essential prescriptions. It includes antibiotics like generic Z-Pak to get well faster, amoxicillin for pneumonia, strep throat, ear infections, plus prescriptions for nausea and UTIs, and even ivermectin. It's easy. Just match your symptoms to the prescription in your guidebook or call the telemedicine doctor standing by. Take your medication early and feel better faster. Having a medical emergency kit is like having an urgent care in your home. No waiting to see a doctor, no lines at the pharmacy.
Smart advice. We've shared the website and discount code below to save viewers $45. Order now and your kit will be rushed to your door. Thank you, Doctor.
Some people are worried that they won't be able to get food, whether it's because of food shortages or rising prices or, God forbid, even a disaster. But right now, check this out. This tote, it's got breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even enough for snacks for up to 4 weeks, guys. And right now, when you order one of these 4-week food survival kits, you get the second kit absolutely free. Now, you see that little square on your screen? That's called a QR code. And here's how to use it. Pick up your smartphone. Now, just open up the camera app like you're gonna take a picture. Hold it up so that the camera can see the QR code on the screen. You see that? The link popped up right there. Now go ahead, you tap that. That link's gonna take you to this deal right now. Now see, these kits can last up to 25 years. They taste great, and they ship for free. This is your food security plan. And right now, it's buy one, get one free, so that means it's double your value. But that's only if you scan the code before the deal ends. So go ahead, scan the code to buy a 1 4-week food kit, and you'll get that second one absolutely free.
Live from Phoenix, Arizona, Turning Point USA's America Fest continues right now on Real America's Voice.
Welcome back to America Fest 2025. How are we doing? My name's
USA!
Okay.
USA! USA! USA!
Well, Ben, I think you need to take us away. You're over there talking to some people, the amazing Patriots here at America Fest. Bo Davidson here next to me, Brian Glenn, of course. But Bo, talk to us. What's going on?
Well, you know, the amazing thing about this is over the years you run into some people, and I could ask probably everyone in this crowd. I will actually ask everyone in this crowd. When you come to an event like this, you may have not met anyone. You may have never been to a political rally or an event, and you come to an event like Turning Point AmFest, and all of a sudden it's like, wait a second, this feels like family. This doesn't feel like an event. It feels like a family reunion. Does anyone else have that feeling? You meet people and you feel like you've known them forever. I have that every single time we go. You know, we have a lot of people that watch the network and they come up and they say, we love what you do. I've never met them before. They watch us. But even when you meet them, you feel like, I know you. Terry Newsom is a buddy of mine from Chicago. We met 5 years ago. And I just want to kind of go through the line of folks and talk about the impact that Turning Point had on your life, and what was the turning point in your life that got you to get involved, to be engaged?
So I'm from the communist state of Illinois, and when my children are their freshman year of college, so hopefully not being brainwashed, when they started freshman year, they had the forced masking. That went to my first school board meeting. I saw the book Genderqueer, and I couldn't believe that was in my kid's school. So I blew up posters. I had people hold it. They had multiple law enforcement agencies, riot gear, because of me being there. And so I became a target of all the leftists that are taking over the western suburbs. And then I saw all these things are intertwined in the destruction of America, right? The Venezuelans, Trinidad, all the crazy things, the indivisible, they're all becoming more and more popular, and there's nobody fighting on our side to fight back, to step up and represent us, and especially my children, our children. The future of America depends on us. Our kids' futures depend on us, because we're in a war, and most people don't even know we're in the war. We're losing this war.
Hey, Terry, I actually want to ask you something. I went to college Western in Evanston, so I was in Illinois for 4 years. Talk about J.B. Pritzker, damage that he's doing in that state.
Yeah, so he just made it easier for illegals to change their name in 3 days. My kids, I have twins that just started college. He just made it, they're going to give they're going to allow illegals to go to college with our tax dollars now. What else? He allows them to get real driver's licenses. He allows illegals to be police officers, which Ben was on that ride along. He's destroying our country, our state, big time.
Yeah, and this is, you know, I get asked all the time, how are we going to fix the issues that we have in America? And I'm going to say the same thing that Raymond Ibarra told me when I was down in Mexico not too long ago. He said, until we actually start arresting the politicians, nothing's going to change. And I look at guys like Pritzker or Johnson or the Governor Walz in Minnesota. It's the same thing. These politicians that are aiding and abetting, we're driving around with ICE and they have no ICE signs. Imagine that, no law enforcement. They're saying you can't come in here to get illegal aliens that have no right to be in our country. They have more rights than our federal law enforcement agents. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, what kind of launched me into I guess national eyes, Antifa, the same like Ben. When I first spoke at the school board meeting, Antifa started coming after me. Then I would host events with Moms for America, parents involved in education. Antifa would threaten to shoot the venues up and then threaten the owners. And one event that Ben came up, we had to switch venues because they threatened to shoot up the place in the southwest side of Chicago. So 2 years ago, the FBI showed up at my house specifically. I was shocked. And I was at January 6th. I thought I was getting arrested for that. I didn't do anything wrong. And they came specifically because they saw what Antifa was doing to me and other people in the city of Chicago.
I want to go around the horn here, guys. Mark Weiermiller, come over here too. You're another Chicagoite, and I'm going to come back over here. Mark, you've been coming to these things for a long time. What did Charlie mean to you? What does Turning Point mean to you?
Well, I met Charlie when he was in high school. He went in Wheeling, not too far from my house. I'm in Wilmette, Illinois. So I followed him through the whole journey here. He said, I'm starting a group. Do you know anybody who can give me, say, $1 million? And I said, no, I don't. But ended up Mr. Montgomery and Gary Rabine and a number of people sponsored him because they knew that he had a vision. And that vision's continuing this week. This is so exciting to be here with, what was it, 20,000 people here?
Something like that.
So,
I know they ran out of tickets. There were more people that wanted to come, and they couldn't fit them in the venue.
So, and I was with Ben here on 9/10 of this year, the day Charlie was shot. We were out at an event planting flags for 9/11, and we got the word, and we're looking at our phones. You know, what's going on? Is he okay? All afternoon, and then the tragedy hit that he was gone, and we just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I was actually with Brian earlier that morning. You had mentioned we were in Chicago, and then you got on the plane to go out. I got the call, and the day before, we had literally been talking with my cameraman, David Thompson, about who could be the next president, and he said, well, Charlie will be someday. And that you know, you'll never forget that place you were when you heard the news, and it was surreal for the first several weeks. It just is such a tragedy. What's your prayer for America, Mark?
Well, I'm here. I'm wearing my Chicago hat. Chicago has so much wrong, but I asked Charlie in the Tampa at his event. He had an educational summit last time I saw him. I said, is there hope for Illinois in Chicago? And he said, Mark, there's no hope. And he said why, and he talked about the politics. But I want to prove him wrong. I think we can save Chicago. The Brandon Johnson, Pritzker you mentioned. Yesterday I drove up on an ICE raid about a mile from Northwestern. And they were taking 2 guys away, 11 vehicles. You saw it on the news that I have 2 videos up on Twitter about it. I mean, it was incredible. And the 2 guys they arrested were criminal illegal aliens. So it's not being reported. Yeah,
God bless ICE. I want to go over here. Young lady, come up here real quick. Talk to me. What did Charlie mean to you?
I really just enjoyed watching his debates and just learning more and more about our country. And I really enjoyed that he was Christian, and it just strengthened my faith as well in the country and just my Christian faith overall.
Does this, you see what's going on now, does this make you afraid to go out and stand up for what you believe in, or does it inspire you to do more?
I definitely think it inspires me. I think that I've been thinking about starting a chapter at my school and informing our future voters what really is going on, so that when they go to vote, we know what's going on and we're not completely oblivious, because look where we are now.
What's your name? How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm Lydia Reese, and I'm 14.
God bless you. This is the next generation, guys, right there. God bless you. All right, come up here, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
You guys take over whenever you want. But so again, what did Charlie mean to you? What does Turning Point mean to you here?
Well, Charlie was all the epitome of faith, family, and freedom. He was someone who spoke the truth, not his truth, the truth. And he was probably one of the most intellectual people I've ever seen debate on virtually any subject. He was an inspiration for young Americans, little Americans like me, and I regret not coming here before this year.
You're here now, and we carry the legacy.
We carry the legacy, and we carry the torch, and we make sure that people realize that when you're such a believer in Christ, you can actually offend people by doing the right thing.
Absolutely. I want to do something. Come up here real quick. We hear this. You know, one of the things they were saying about Charlie was he was a racist. That he was a bigot and all these things, this nonsense. Try to find me one video. I still challenge any liberal to find me one video that proves that point right. You can't do it. But I just heard him say that. I want you to raise your hand. If this is your first AmFest, raise your hand. Let me see this. Look at this. Look at this. Holy cow. Wow. That is incredible.
Hey, Ben, there's a lovely lady here in the black hat. Maybe you could talk to her. She said she just raised her hand, said it was her first AmFest. See if you could get one of the people that's their first time. Yeah. Let's find out why they came.
Yeah, well, we got one right here, sir.
Well, my name is Jonathan DeBarros. I came out here because I studied Charlie Kirk, and I saw what he was doing with the Black Leadership Summit, where he was going across college campuses, educating Black Americans about the importance of Christian values and also two-parent households. And I took it upon myself, and I'm running for United States Congress in the 5th District of Connecticut to fight back against the Marxist Democrats, because the Democrats, they took total control of our state, and we're flooded with 200,000 illegals, and they're doing everything from weaponizing DCF against parents, taking children out of the household if they don't want to transition their kids into the opposite opposing sex. And I'm doing everything that I can to honor Charlie Kirk's legacy, and I want everybody to know that Charlie was about unity and not about division or racism.
If I can ask you a question, who's in that seat right now?
Johanna Hayes. She's a Democrat incumbent.
I know.
And she's terrible. And she doesn't have any respect for America or our country. She hates our country, and I'm fighting back against her.
Let's meet after the show. I'll meet you back here after the show.
How can people get more information about your campaign and support you if they want to?
Well, my website is DeBarros.org. That's DEBARROS.org. Go on my website, and you could donate through WinRed, to Anadot, and support my campaign, because I'm fighting back aggressively in the urban communities, because the way they gerrymander the districts, I'm aggressively campaigning in the cities, and I'm bringing the blacks and Hispanics back over to conservative values in the Republican Party. So, thank you.
Amen.
God bless you, sir. Well, we're going to keep doing this, talking, especially to young people. Now, we want the young as well, but I really want to talk to the young people. Charlie's heart was for the young people. So if you have young people in your family, if you're here, when we get back from the break, we're going to continue doing that. Back to you guys for now, though.
Take it away, Bob.
Yeah, well,
take it away.
We had some copy that we were going to read here to announce one of our sponsors, but I think we'll probably have to do that when we come back, because I don't see that we have it yet. But before we go to break, Brian, because we have about a minute left, you said you wanted to meet this gentleman backstage.
Well, I think it's important that, someone that, I'm not going to say I know a lot about the political game, but I know probably more than most people. And I just want to see if I can meet with him, find out who's in the seat, how much of a D-plus district it is it winnable, what's your tactics, what's your fundraising look like, what's the these are things that we need to educate people on, and I'm more than welcome to find out more about his race, see if we can get involved. Hey, a tweet goes a long way in somebody's district on the messaging, so I just want to see if I can.
And who knows, Ben just interviewed him, we may have the next congressman right here in the House.
I have seen more times than not, either at events, not as much this one, but like events like CPAC, when more people are running for races. Spend a few minutes with them, give them some media time. It goes a long way in their district, and we're here to help.
Well, we will be right back, folks, with more coverage of America Fest 2025. Give it up, guys. We'll be right back.
You're watching America Fest, honoring Charlie Kirk. We'll be right back on Real America's Voice.
Hey there. Hey. Hey there, how are you? I'm with Disabled American Veterans. I was wondering if you had a quick minute to thank America's veterans for their service and sacrifices.
Of course, why not?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Sure.
All right. Hey, well, come on in here. I'm just going to hit record on this.
I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I can't even think of the words to say of how grateful I am.
I just want to tell you guys how much you appreciate it.
But most importantly, I want to thank you for your courage and bravery.
Wow. Just thank you.
Someone here who'd like to say something to you.
Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome.
Someone has something they want to say to you.
Goodness.
How's it going?
Oh. So I just want to let you know how much you appreciate it. How much you appreciate it.
I just feel honored for everything you've done.
Thank you for myself. Thank you for everybody.
I get to live every day, in peace because of you.
A lot of people thank us, but we want to take the time to thank you, honestly, for giving back. And when you give to DAV, you are supporting veterans like day myself. So thank you so much for your.
Thank you. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
You can say thank you to our nation's heroes by calling the number on your screen right now and giving your monthly support of only $19.
Say thank you by going to helpdav.org right now and give just $19 a month. When you do, we'll send you this DAV blanket as a thank you and a reminder that you support those who served.
Please call or go online to helpdav.org right now. Your support says thank you to our nation's disabled American veterans.
Live from Phoenix, Arizona, Turning Point USA's America Fest continues right now on Real America's Voice.
Well, welcome back to Turning Point's AmFest 2025.
Yeah.
We got a great crowd out there, Brian.
And it's early. It's
early.
Thursday.
It's Thursday.
I mean, how many people, hang on just one second. I love doing this. How many people skipped work today? Raise your hand. There you go.
I'm working, Brian. I'm working.
No, and how many kids, wait, are kids out of school by now or no?
Some of them.
Yeah, if you're skipping school today, raise your hand. There you go.
Oh, look at that.
We love it.
I'll call your teacher and tell them you're here for an education on how to love America, love God, and love your family. All right, thanks for coming.
Before we move on and go back to Ben, I do want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Birch Gold Group. You know, at Birch Gold Group, you can see how easy it is to diversify your IRA or 401k with gold. Get a free info kit from Birch Gold right now by texting the word America to 989898. Brian, everybody knows that one. 989898, right?
Yeah, or 989898 America. The information is on your screen. It's one of the great partners we have here at AmFest. And you know, when you talk about what is traditionally safe in a marketplace, gold.
Yeah.
Gold historically has been a very safe place to park your investments. And we're not saying that you should completely fill up your portfolio with gold. That'd be foolish. But I think diversify is what's key. So information's on your screen. 989898. Text America.
Brian, in my read here, it says there's a lot of politicians that should be getting coal in their stocking for Christmas. Can you name me a couple that should be getting coal in their stocking this Christmas, Brian? Anyone come to mind?
You know what? It's Christmas time, and I don't want to talk bad about anybody. I want to be nice.
That's good. You're setting the example.
That's it.
All right, well, let's toss it over to Ben Bergquam, who's got some wonderful attendees here for Turning Point USA.
Young ones
Ben, we got some young ones. Yeah, Ben, take it away.
Hey, young and young at heart. Don't misidentify the ages of the people that are out here. We're all young at heart, especially Brian. Okay. By the way, if I didn't do what I was doing now, I don't consider this work. I'm blessed to be able to do what I do, but I'd be a treasure hunter. I love finding gold. So, but if you can't go out and pan for it,
well, just make sure you text. No, just text America to 98989. They'll send you some gold.
There you go. Then you get some gold. You don't even have to pan for it. Okay, we're gonna go out here, young ladies, and first time. This is what's incredible. Again, first timers. Tell me your name, how old you are, and why you're here, and why this matters.
I'm Belle Foster. I'm 14, and I have a podcast called American Honey, and I started it because of Charlie. He put a fire in my heart. I started it a week before he died, because politics were just words on Fox News that went over my head until Charlie made it real for me. And shout out to you, Brian, on your engagement.
Oh, thank you.
Loud
Thank
for
you.
her.
Thank
Come
you.
on. How amazing is that?
Unbelievable. And you're from
South Carolina.
South Carolina. First time out here, ladies.
My name is Taylor Graham. I'm 19 from Cleveland, Ohio, and I am on Cleveland State University, which is pretty liberal. And so Charlie Kirk was the person who got me into politics when I was 11. For 8 years, I've been wanting to come to a Turning Point conference, and this is my first time, so I'm so stoked to be here.
My name is Aaliyah Rossi, and I help out with Turning Point action stuff. So to me, why I joined the movement is because I really care about our next generation. And like I took Charlie's advice, I got married young, and now my husband and I are hard in the fight for our country.
Unbelievable. And I see, ladies, you know, you look at what the left says feminists need to be, what young women need to be. And you see, you know, Charlie, I see the light shining through you right now. This could be a really dark day. Well, obviously, we lost Charlie, the head of this movement, but I see that light shining through. What is it that inspired you to keep going?
I think my faith really inspires me. The Bible says, let no one despise you because of your youth, but set an example for the believers in speech and conduct and love and faith and in purity. And I'm just trying to do that because as the youth, that inspires me to go farther.
Yeah. Jesus is always the answer, and we were both homeschooled, and the Bible gives the job of training up your child to the parents, to train up the child in the way they should go. And so being homeschooled, we want to pass down that same thing to our own children, to homeschool our own children, and it's all for our children one day.
I'm not aborting them, actually birthing them and raising them in the ways they should go.
Yeah, totally. Same thing for me. My relationship with God is what makes me want to join the fight and be part of this, because our whole generation needs to know God and needs to learn what's right in politics and to care about our future children. We need to fight for them.
Well, God bless you. First time. I love it out here. Now we have another first timer and a Canadian in the house. I want to get this young man up here. What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Kalen. I'm from British Columbia, Canada. First time in the U.S.
First time in the U.S. And
I've got a question.
Just for this. Go ahead, Brian.
I got a question. Were you ever offended when President Trump said the 51st state's Canada? Did that ever rub you the wrong way?
Not at all. I think it's one heck of a thing to throw out. I weighed the ideas with it. I think it'd be pretty cool. Realistically, would it happen? Probably not, but you never know. I think in terms of military, it'd be some very cool things that would happen if they came to Canada.
But it didn't offend you, though. It didn't offend you.
No, Canada will always be home to the better hockey anyways.
True. He's true.
Hey, you know, our side's not offended. You know the nice thing, and what I love seeing some of this movement has turned into is we finally allowed comedy to come back in. You can joke about things. You can say things off the cuff or say things that offend people. And guess what? On our side, you can offend me. It's okay to be offended. Yeah, that's how you learn.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, this is one of those things. Not everything in life, it goes the way you want it to go. Not everything people say is what you want them to say. But that's the beauty of life. It's also why we have a First Amendment. If we, First Amendment's not there to protect things that we like. It's there to protect things that we don't. And so that, again, one of Charlie's legacies. Real quick, hang on one second. Yeah. And what is this? What inspired you to take your first trip from Canada here for this event?
I've always followed Charlie Kirk. I believe he is a huge, inspiring movement to young men like me. And I think God's called us to have a purpose, stand up for what we believe in, fight the evil in this world with all the gifts that God has given us. And I think this event, from my small circle in Canada, I've always wanted to come to a bigger place like Arizona, meet people around here. Just being here for like the hour I've been here, it feels like family. Having just so many people just come together for what we believe in, with our relationship with Christ and our belief in Charlie Kirk, and fight for a movement for what we believe in. So that's why I decided to come here and join what for.
I'm a former Democrat. Can I tell my story?
Yeah, absolutely. God bless you. God bless Canada, eh? All right. I love you guys. All right. We got a former Democrat. Do we have time for this before we go to the next segment? Okay. She's waving her arms, coming over here. Okay. Yes, come here, ma'am.
Okay. I'm Trina.
Come up closer.
Okay. I'm from Santa Rosa, California. So good to get out of California for 4 days. I was a Democrat for 40 years. I walked away in 2020. I never voted for a Republican in 40 years. I wouldn't have dated a Republican. I gave money to Democrats. I campaigned for Democrats. In 2020, I no longer recognized the party. I walked away. 5 years later, I'm now a very staunch conservative, and I know tons and tons of former Democrats in California. But in my own neighborhood where I live, I have to cover my Charlie Kirk t-shirts when I walk. I'm going to cry. When I live in such a deep blue part of California, when I walk my dog, if I'm wearing a Charlie Kirk t-shirt, I have to cover it with a jacket or a sweater because I live among people who celebrated Charlie Kirk's assassination. I just want to tell you, I'm 67. People think boomers can't change. At the age of 62, I left the Democrat Party after 40 years, and now I'm a conservative. It happens. It happens. So, thank you.
I want to encourage you. One of the most inspiring moments of my life was we did this celebration a few years ago and walked across the Golden Gate Bridge with American flags, and I had two ladies come up to me and approximately the same age and said, this is the first time they've been able to hold an American flag in their community without fear of being attacked. And this should not be happening in America. Your story, what's your name again, ma'am?
Trina.
Trina. Your story is a story that I hear over and over and over. And in this beautiful country, it should not happen. And I pray that eventually we get to a place where it doesn't. But I want to lift up Trina. I want to lift up the other young ladies that we had. Lord, bless and keep them. Make your face to shine upon them. Be gracious unto them. Lift up your countenance upon them and give them your peace. Even when she's walking in her community with her Charlie Kirk shirt, Lord, let her know that your angel armies go before her. And to this generation, Lord, we pray that holy boldness upon them, Lord. I pray that you would inspire them, that they would go out in power without fear as they continue to battle. And I pray against the principalities and powers of darkness that want to shut this down. We cast them out in Jesus' name, and we declare that this is a movement of peace, of prayer, and of power that's coming back into America. God bless you, Trina.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Amen.
Don't give up on boomers who are Democrats, because some of us are changing.
I love it. Don't give up. And don't give up on California either. Keep praying for them.
No, California might be moving purple.
I love it. God bless you. God bless you. Guys, come on now.
Hey, Trina.
Come on.
Do you think you could give my grandpa a call and talk to him? He's one of those old union types. I know he would be a Republican if we tried.
We're just hoping for purple, because we'll go from purple to red, but we got to get to purple first.
That's right. You got to start somewhere. Every journey starts with that first step, and you made it. That's amazing. God bless you, Trina. Thank you. Thank you for waving me down. Sorry, I was like, okay, is this lady going to be crazy? You're incredible.
I was a Democrat 5 years ago, had never voted for Republican, voted for Trump last year. Biden the year before with big regret. So
unbelievable.
I apologize for all my years as being a Democrat. Please forgive me.
You know what? You came around and you admitted. That's unbelievable, guys. Don't give up on people. This is one of those things. Keep praying for them. Speak life into them. There's so many people that are out there miserable. They don't even know it. A lot of people don't even know they're conservative. They're just in these bubbles. Don't give up on them. Keep praying. Keep shining your light. Guys.
Keep praying, keep shining your light. I agree with that, Ben. Well, Patriots, we want to listen up for a limited time. Patriot Mobile is running their red, white, and blue Friday promotion. Your once-in-a-year chance to get a free smartphone just for switching to America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. A brand new free phone, absolutely free. While supplies last, of course. Over for 12 years, Patriot Mobile has defended faith, family, and freedom while giving you the same or better premium unlimited data, mobile hotspots, international roaming. They do it all. Never sacrifice quality or service. Hundreds of thousands have joined the movement because every bill supports the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the sanctity of life, and our veterans and our first responders. Now, switching is very, very easy. Keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade to that free smartphone that we talked about. Their 100% U.S.-based team can activate you in minutes. All you got to do is go to patriotmobile.com/RAV, that's R-A-V, and then or 972-PATRIOT, and use the promo code RAV. Don't wait. This limited time offer won't last long. That's patriotmobile.com/RAV. Or call 972-PATRIOT.
This is a Patriot mobile phone?
Is it really?
Hey,
absolutely a Patriot mobile phone.
This is too, and I got the hat. One up you. I got the Patriot Mobile hat and the phone. You got to have both. You got to represent. Support the companies that support the values you believe in.
Yeah, Glenn's
Stop giving your money to companies that hate America. Yeah. Support the ones that love America.
Yeah.
Applause for that.
And Glenn Story's a great guy. Glenn Story is tremendous. All right, we've got more here at AmFest 2025. We come back after the break.
I was born with idiopathic infantile scoliosis. I've had 17 surgeries.
I was born missing my lower right foot.
I was born 10 weeks early without my left arm.
I have osteogenesis imperfecta. I've broken over 70 bones in my lifetime.
With my polio, I have tough days and my pain just pops out of nowhere. There's nothing to be afraid of because all the doctors are all so nice.
Most people think, oh, it's the medical side of things at Shriners Hospital, but for me, it's a confidence that I've gotten.
When somebody sees these commercials, there'll be a phone number on the screen, and all they have to do is call and make a donation to help kids like me.
Thanks to a generous donor, your gift will have 3 times the impact to help more kids.
When you join with us, we'll send you one of these adorable blankets as a thank you and a reminder of all the abilities you are helping make possible.
We have so much to celebrate this time of year.
Please call or go to loveshiners.org. Your first gift of $19 a month will have 3 times the impact in the lives of kids like me.
You are the best you because Shriners has given you the confidence that you need.
It's just really cool knowing that you're part of something bigger than yourself.
Shriners has given so much to us, and we have a mission and we have a goal that we want to help more kids.
From all of us at Shriners Hospitals for Children, Merry Christmas.
Please call the number on your screen or go to loveshiners.org. If operators are busy, please call again. And when you become a monthly donor, your first gift will have 3 times the impact to help more kids. Thank you for giving.
Live from Phoenix, Arizona, Turning Point USA's America Fest continues right now on Real America's Voice.
Welcome back to Turning Point USA AmFest 2025. Give it up, everybody. How's everybody feeling?
Yeah.
Brian, we got a great crowd here already. And you said it's early.
It's early. It's a Thursday. It's 1:45 local time. Half the crowd here is now unemployed because they've skipped work. The kids have dropped out of school, but that's fine. They're here to celebrate America.
Exactly. Well, we do want to acknowledge one of our great sponsors, which is the Wellness Company. You all know them. You love them. They give us great medical advice, great emergency medical kits, travel kits, things of that sort. We've obviously been traveling all the way from D.C.
I've got one
from Fort Lauderdale today. They're very helpful, are they not, Brian?
They are very, very helpful. Everything from, a severe cold to a bug bite. Literally a bug bite.
Well, we have Dr. Peter McCullough. You all know him as well. Wonderful cardiologist, brilliant man. Dr. McCullough, thank you for being with us today. I want to ask you first off about this health care bill that was recently passed. Give us the good, the bad, and the ugly, if there is any, if you could.
Well, we know that health care is so mixed in terms of its funding, part Medicare, part Medicaid, a big chunk commercial insurance. There's always this sliver of largely contractors who are trying to get health care insurance, and they end up going on these exchanges. So it's never been a perfect world for them. I have a great compassion for the patients because they're trying to do the right thing and get coverage. Hopefully this will help them.
And Dr. McCullough, I do want to ask you about flu season. We are right in the middle of it. Last time I spoke with you, you talked about flu season. How bad is it this year? And give us an example of some of the things that the Wellness Company can do to help prevent that or combat it once you get it.
Well, flu is sweeping across Europe. So we have flu, common cold, respiratory syncytial virus, and still COVID circulating around. So 4 viruses. You got that big crowd there, Bo. I can tell you somebody in the crowd has a virus right now. They may not know it. So everybody should be doing twice daily nasal sprays and throat sprays and gargles. Yeah, someone's got it. And the thing is, you get a virus in the nose and you don't feel it for about 7 days. It drains to the throat. Then you get a sore throat as the first sign. So using a nasal spray twice a day, every day, and a throat spray or gargle, Wellness Company has immune defense. That's the way to go. And all of you are loaded with your emergency medical kits. That's the second line of defense to treat influenza early before you really get sick.
Talk about that nasal spray, Dr. McCullough, because this is actually important. You have that, Brian?
I use it every day.
Yeah. You have it.
I use it every single day.
Is it iodine? Is that what's in it? Is that what the great ingredient is?
Well, it has xylitol, erythritol. It has so many other ingredients. This is probably considered the best-in-class nasal spray now. And it's wonderful. You carry it when you travel. The same thing with the throat spray. I like to actually additionally gargle before and after, after I brush my teeth. But I do it twice a day. Make sure I do a good 30-second gargle and then hold it in my mouth. My favorite is actually Spry, S-P-R-Y. But do it twice a day. I tell you, you will start to go years without having colds.
Yeah. Well, doctor, let me ask a quick question. What can someone do right now? What's fruits, vegetables, any type of supplements that they can take on top of obviously having this emergency kit in case something happens? But what can the everyday person do right now to help them fight off any potential cold that they might get?
I think the best is natural immunity from the Wellness Company. There is a role for immune boosters. And this contains a whole variety of substances, natural ingredients like oregano, vitamin C, zinc, etc. You can actually boost the human immune system. So look for natural immunity from the Wellness Company.
There you go. I love it.
All right. Well, twc.health/voice. You've got that on your screen right now. Make sure you check out all the great things that the wellness company has, including that nasal spray, which I'm going to have to get probably. I should have gotten before now, Brian, to be honest with you. You guys are using it already.
Well,
yeah.
I saw it on one of his ads because they say that your nose and your throat are the first things. That's where the virus goes, and it sits there. It sits there. So knock it out with that nasal spray.
And let's be honest, if you want to give the gift that will actually help somebody, give the gift of health. They won't return it. Okay, don't get them a tie. Don't get them something silly. Get them this information is on your screen for that. We appreciate it, Dr. McCall.
All right, well, let's return to Ben Bergquam, who's over there doing something on a phone. I don't know what he's doing.
Okay, if you come up, just a note for selfie. If you come up for selfies, don't have a 10-second timer on your phone. It takes way too long that way. God bless you. All right, so I want to keep going down the line. Tell me, come over here, and then an incredible story over here. What's your name? Where are you from? And why this matters to you?
Oh, originally from Montreal. My name is Lee. I'm a very proud American, dual citizen. This is my sister Joy. It's everything. That's why it matters. Honestly, it's about our generation and generations to come. We need to right this ship. It's our country. It's the most important thing for our generation and future generations.
I mean, like I said, I left Canada almost 30 years ago, and I can tell you right now, Canada, Ottawa in particular, it's literally new Palestine. The amount of radicalized Islam that's actually taking place here, that's not on the news, but it's on TikTok, and it's on Instagram, and it's on people I follow. It's insanity. It's scary because the United States is the last free country in the world. Canada now is a replica of the UK. There's not a strong enough conservative movement, and it's the least you could do in this world is care about this country and fight for your rights. Stand up and do something. That is what this organization is all about. That is why it's so important to be here today, that you have to fight against it, because what happened in Australia, what's happening all over the world is in our backyards, and we need to fight and be aware and make sure that this is like our top priority.
Between jihad and communism, those are the two biggest threats in the world today. We better wake up. Now, I've got some young ladies over here and young men over here, all from New York. Tell me where you're from, what's your name, and then I want you ladies to tell this incredible story.
Yeah, my name is Gregory Lykov. I'm the youngest nationally syndicated columnist, and I'm from Long Island. My name is Ofer Adar. I'm the host of the Teddy Mapping YouTube channel with 50,000 subscribers about the Russia-Ukraine war. I'm also from Great Neck, New York.
Ladies?
Do you want me to tell the story? Okay, my name's my name's Maddie Messina, and we're from Buffalo, New York, and we're really inspired to be here today, obviously because of the death of Charlie Kirk. But we're all college students, and we actually had an incident happen on our campus where our student government president was celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk on her social media pages, and the university did absolutely nothing about it. There was no repercussions, and so that is exactly what is wrong with our world today, and really just inspires the fight in us, honestly.
And this is your first event, all of you guys, right?
Yeah. Hi, my name's Annalise Patzalides, and I'm from Buffalo, New York as well. I'm very excited to be here. I think this is an amazing event, and I'm so grateful for all of my friends here that came with me all the way from Buffalo.
My name's Cecilia Brown. I'm from Rochester, New York. I'm a former leftist, and I switched over to the Republican Party about 2-3 years ago and converted to Catholicism in early September.
How much, let me ask you a simple question. How much more joy is in your life today versus when you were a leftist?
Do you really want to know? I would say, like, honestly, my life is so much better when I don't worry about things that aren't actually happening in the world. And I would say that overall, like, my life has improved. I have great friends, anxiety's gone, not waking up every day thinking it's the end of the world. And honestly, just 40 million times better. I have a lot of friends through college Republicans, and we're opening a Turning Point USA branch at our school.
Love it. I love it. And I'll get one more in here. Young lady, come over here. So tell me your story. We got to keep it quick. But by the way, you guys are here because they celebrated Charlie Kirk's death.
She actually posted something on social media about it, and almost more than half of our community was enraged. We lost so much funding money simply because of an incident that she posted on her Snapchat account that she thought wouldn't get leaked, and it blew up all over the internet.
And it inspired you to be here today.
That is part of the reason, yes, but I'm also here. I want to say hi to my mom because she has raised me the right way, in the best way.
Okay, we got to keep it short, but you're originally from?
I'm originally from Trinidad, came to the U.S. in 2016, became a citizen in 2020, and I'm a staunch Republican, so there you go. This is my first event here, so I'm inspired not because of Charlie Kirk, and I'm saddened by his loss as well, but I'm also here to be embraced by so many great people. So, and of course, this was a birthday gift from my husband. So, yeah, so I'm just happy to be here.
Is America the greatest country in the world?
It is. I feel more American than the Americans who were born here. I'm sorry to say, but I do.
My wife, her family escaped Laos, communism from Laos to get here. She's here somewhere with our youngest daughter. I'm going to bring her up in a bit. But what people that don't know, if you've never traveled or you've never lived somewhere else, the blessing that America is, that freedom that we have. God bless you.
Yes, thank you. I will say that, I hear people speak about so many ills about the U.S., and I have to kind of emphasize to them, I'm like, unless you've lived outside, you can't really say that America is a bad place until you lived out in other countries. So they should be blessed that they're living in a great country. Hence the reason why people want to come here legally, of course, which be like how I did it. So, yeah.
Man. Amazing. I don't know what my favorite story from today was. Holy cow. This is just the beginning, guys. This is just the beginning. Day one, first show. Unbelievable.
Day one. And we are going to talk gold, okay? One more time, guys. There is a lot of politicians that should be getting gold. Coal, not gold. They should not be getting gold in their stocking for Christmas. Well, Birch Gold thinks as a smart planner, you deserve silver. That's why for every $5,000 you purchase between now and December 22nd, Birch Gold will send you an ounce of silver, which is up over 60% this year. See, smart people, they diversify. They have a hedge. That's why I encourage you guys to buy gold from Birch Gold. With the rate cuts from the feds in 2026, the dollar will be worth less. And what happens? I lost in my script, guys. But anyway, just text America to 989898.
That's it. At the end of these 4 days, if you're not texting America to 989898,
just text America.
You might need some help. Give the gift of gold, though. They had the Trump accounts not too long ago that he announced. That's awesome, by the way. If you have a baby after the first of the year on, you get money from the federal government. But also, give the gift of gold. Right now, information is on your screen.
Text 989898.
Give the gift of gold, give the gift of health, as you said, Brian. All of our sponsors matter. They really do.
Amazing sponsors, too, Bo.
And up next, you know that we've got Eric Bowling coming up. You're not going to want to miss that. Eric Bowling's going to be up. And we have some really big announcements, Brian. Talk about some of these announcements that are going to be coming our way.
We've got some new programming coming. We've got some new shows. We've got some new documentaries coming. We got music. I mean, who knew that Real America's Voice has a music company as well?
I know you're excited about that one.
I got my start in this whole business in the music industries. I'm really excited about that.
And Rev en Español.
Sí. Poquito.
We have Javier Negre, of course, leading our Rev Español effort. So make sure you stay tuned, because through the rest of the 4 days, we're going to have a lot of great announcements coming up regarding, as Brian said, Rev Music, Rev Faith and Family. So much more great programming that's going to come your way, which represents faith, family, and freedom.
Gotta love it.
Just what Charlie stood for, Bo.
Exactly. Faith, family, freedom. Well, guys, stay tuned with us. Eric Bowling is next. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. See you soon.
Joining us is Dr. Drew from the Wellness Company with advice for dealing with seasonal colds and flu. Doctor?
Cold and flu season is here, and every year you or a loved one gets sick. Your doctor can't see you. Waiting in a crowded urgent care is brutal. This is a particularly bad cold and flu season, and it's why doctors suggest every family needs an emergency medical kit. Your medical emergency kit is filled with essential prescriptions. It includes antibiotics like generic Z-Pak to get well faster, amoxicillin for pneumonia, strep throat, ear infections, plus prescriptions for nausea and UTIs, and even ivermectin. It's easy. Just match your symptoms to the prescription in your guidebook or call the telemedicine doctor standing by. Take your medication early and feel better faster. Having a medical emergency kit is like having an urgent care in your home. No waiting to see a doctor, no lines at the pharmacy.
Smart advice. We've shared the website and discount code below to save viewers $45. Order now and your kit will be rushed to your door. Thank you, Doctor.
Dr. Phil here, and I've got news for you. Millions of Americans are behind on taxes, and many settle for far less than they owe. If you owe more than $10,000 or have unfiled returns, Protection Tax can help. Their tax experts and licensed professionals deal with the IRS so you don't have to. Call Protection Tax for a free confidential consultation. Take the first step and take your life back.
It's time to stand up and save with InstaSeal by Bell & Howell, the world's first vertical vacuum sealing system designed to save you money. InstaSeal removes the air completely, extending freshness up to 6 times longer. Now that's saving. Get the complete InstaSeal system. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-308-6802. That's 1-800-308-6802 or order online at buyinstaseal.com.
All right, we're here, 4 o'clock on the East Coast, 2 o'clock here in Phoenix, Arizona at AmFest 2025. Amazing crowd. Wow. I walked in, I looked down at this is a sea of people. I don't know, can we get a camera? Can you show the people? Look at the size of this crowd. Real America's Voice is bringing it out to AmFest 2025 this year, folks. You're doing great. We're loving this. All right, Brian Glenn. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you.
That's Brian Glenn.
Good to see you.
Brian Glenn, everybody.
Yeah.
Where's President Trump? He's usually around here asking you a question or something, isn't he? All right, are we going to have some fun today? I can't hear you. We have some fun. There we go.
There we go.
This is what I'm talking about right here. Before we start, I'd love to tell you there's so much news happening. We have Dan Bongino, very close friend of mine, left the FBI. He's coming back to the podcast world. Honestly, where he belongs. I know he was great at the FBI, but Dan's a great conservative podcaster who'll get the message out. Don't frown on Dan. Dan's a good man. Am I right? Yeah. President Trump's address last night, these guys were talking about it a little bit. A lot about affordability. It looked like that's what he wanted to talk about. Guys, can I come around the front here? Can I come around? Can I move? I just want to make sure I can move.
Yeah.
So, President Trump is talking about affordability, right? Last night, he was talking about gas prices are coming down, oil prices are coming down, egg prices are coming down. It was a really important message. Why? Because for the last 4 years prior to President Trump's second term, we had Joe Biden who jacked up prices, Bidenomics, 9% inflation, $108 oil, $5 gallons of gasoline, eggs were $12 a dozen. He gets it down, and the media, what does the media do? They call it an affordability crisis under Trump. Never once did they say that under Joe Biden, did they? Not one time. So if I can, Mad Dog, can you hear me? Mad Dog's our guy, and if you watch the show, you know Mad Dog. Mad Dog, roll a soundbite from Caroline Levitt in the briefing room.
See you here. He's of Real America's Voice. He's also the host of Edge, his interview and commentary podcast. Please, Eric, why don't you kick us off?
Caroline, thank you very much for this and inviting me to the new media seat. As you point out, affordability crisis, it strikes me energy prices have been coming down aggressively since President Trump's second term, approaching $55 a barrel for oil, gasoline, as you point out, under $3 a barrel nationally, first time in 5 years. By the way, that $55 a barrel oil is about half of the peak under the last 4 years of the last administration, half price. Wholesale prices come down, yet affordability crisis, a lot of the folks in this room, a lot of legacy media, some of the people in the front row seem to want to call this an affordability crisis right now, forgetting the fact that over the last 4 years prior, we hit 9% inflation. Wages, as you point out, were stagnant at best, sometimes had dipped. That's a real affordability crisis there, but they weren't really calling it that then. You point out how President Trump is changing the affordability in America, but how will he ensure that the legacy media doesn't flip the script and change it so that they're using affordability as their word, their idea, versus what the American people who know much better?
Yeah, well, it's a great question, Eric, and it's a point of frustration for the president and for myself. I will say that's part of the reason I just kicked off this briefing today, setting the record straight with facts about the economic mess that the president inherited from his predecessor, Joe Biden. And he's focused on digging our country and our economy out of that hole every day. Things are getting better, and they will continue to. And President Trump understands better than any politician in this city the pain that the American consumer has been feeling for years now because of the last administration's policies. You heard him in the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania this past week campaigning and talking to these voters saying, I was elected to fix this problem and I am fixing it. Don't forget who created it, and that's the Democrat.
And so a little background on that. So I was invited to do the new media seat, and the way you get the new media seat is they invite you in, you get the first question after Caroline makes some comments. And my first question was about affordability, and it's really been the theme because, yes, prices are coming down. They're coming down slow. They should be coming down faster. They could be coming down faster. It's not Trump's fault, by the way. He's getting the most important input costs down. Oil prices go into just about every product we buy and use. Oil comes down, prices come down. Problem is, if companies don't bring their retail prices down to their wholesale, what it costs to build these products, then we're going to pay more and more and more. They're just going to get richer and richer. So Trump will probably, Brian will know this better than anyone, probably bring a group of leaders of industry in to get their prices down. Here's my point, though. Where the heck was the media for 4 years under Joe Biden when we really did have an affordability crisis? So that was an important moment, and I think Trump last night hit the ball out of the park, telling the American people exactly what he's doing and what he'll continue to do to bring prices down for all of us. So that was, I just want us to focus on how hypocritical the left-wing media is. And really, let's be honest with you, I'm walking around this venue, I see Fox News over there, no one's there. I see Daily Wire, dead zone. Rav, look at this. We got people. Great crowd, great crowd. Can we do this? Let's do a couple of questions. Ben, I'd like to get you get a question from Ben and the audience.
Well, first, I just want to highlight these two young ladies. This is my beautiful wife and our youngest daughter, Lily. Lily, this is why we do what we do right here. This is what it's about, Eric. A beautiful wife, raise them right, homeschool your kids if you can. Here's your little doggy back. I love you, girls.
That's awesome, Ben.
And
awesome,
Ben. This is why we fight the fight we fight. And then these are the guys who actually are fighting the fight. I don't know if you know this, Eric. Art Del Cueto, the former vice president.
Come on, you guys come up. Let's bring Art Del Cueto up.
Oh, he's going down. He's used to climbing under walls and fences. Border Patrol, baby.
Come on up, Art. Come on up, Ben. Art, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Thank you for what you do, what you've done, what you continue to do. And guys, Ben Bergquam is at the border. He's running with ICE. He's running with Border Patrol. And that's not a not dangerous activity. So thank you both to you guys. Really putting your lives on the line for the American people. Art.
No, well, I want to thank all of you guys. You guys do a fantastic job at bringing out the news. I mean, I watch you guys' channel all the time. You guys are the one, and no knock on the other ones because I'm on all the other shows as well. But, you know, knowing Ben, I've known Ben for a long time. He doesn't just go down, take a picture, and then good to go. He's in the thick of it. He's one of those that, you know, people need to follow him. They need to realize he brings you real news each and every time. It's fantastic to be here at this Turning Point event. I've spoken at a lot of these events. It's great seeing individuals like yourself out here. It's great. They have a big lineup of speakers, which is I'm really looking forward to seeing. I heard I was down there with the Border Patrol. They have their own booth here. So if you guys are interested, go down there.
Yeah,
they're recruiting.
We'll make our way over there.
So it's great. But more importantly, they're recruiting. They're down there.
All the young people out there, Border Patrol, ICE, they're recruiting.
I went to one of them and I told him, hey, how do I get a job? And then he recognized me, so I kind of messed it up. But more importantly, it's all these people that are here. Right. People need to understand there's speakers here, but if it wasn't for each and every one of you, they'd be speaking to an empty room. So you guys are what makes everything happen.
Our President Trump last night in his address to the nation talked about the border and how he's really solidified the border and trying to deport as many illegals as possible. How effective is he, and what happens when Donald Trump is no longer in office.
So that's what's important. We have to make sure that we pay attention to all the elections. People heard they were saying that this last election was the most important election of our lifetime. Every election moving forward is the most important one of your lifetime. You got to make sure that you have individuals in there that care about our future, that care about freedoms in America. He's done a fantastic job. The numbers are lower than they've ever been, and he's done it even though he's had more obstacles to do it than any other president. So a lot of it comes down on who we have in Congress, who your governor is. There's so much things that you got to make sure you take care of moving forward. But it's really fantastic what he has done, even with all the obstacles that have been thrown in front of him.
Yeah, Ben, you're riding along with these guys a lot. I've ridden with them too, and it's a palpable feeling of, if the bad guys see our faces, my family might be at risk.
That's right.
Their wives and their kids could be at risk. And the left says, get the masks off, ICE and Border Patrol. Are they nuts?
Yeah, they're nuts. The left is nuts, not Border Patrol.
That's what I mean.
These guys
Some
are
of
doing,
us are a little crazy too.
Look, take that oath, put your life on the line every single day. They swear that oath for our nation individually. But you think about what the left, how evil the left has become, where they're not just going after the Border Patrol or the ICE agents, they're going after their family, their wives, their children. It is pure evil. Now, keep in mind, these are the same people, Antifa scumbags, that go around with masks on their face so that they can commit crimes and get away with it. These guys are covering their faces to protect their family. Those scumbags are covering their faces to undermine this country. And so I say, Border Patrol, ICE, do whatever you have to do to secure this country, to do your job, to protect your family. But what I want to see is every single one of those scumbag traitors that is inviting this, all these politicians like the mayor of Minneapolis or Johnson of Chicago, or these governors that are inviting their citizens or non-citizens to attack these guys for doing their job.
Mamdani in New York.
I want to see those guys prosecuted. That's what really needs to happen. These guys need to know and you, everyone out there, these guys need to know that we have their backs. When you see those protesters out there going against them, it's our duty to stand up and say, we stand with these guys.
Yes. No,
Our
I appreciate
final thought
that.
on this topic. Where do we go from here?
Look, years ago they were asking us to put masks on. Now they don't want you to wear them after all. So I'm kind of confused already. But again,
oh no, the criminals can still wear the mask.
Right. It's not surprising.
The good guys have to show
they
their
can't
face.
figure out what bathroom to use, so I understand that it could be confusing on that end. However, look, it's true. You got to support law enforcement, support Border Patrol agents. I was down there talking to some of them, and they said, this is amazing. I particularly spoke to one, and she said, it's amazing to be here because everyone seems to be happy we're here. Right. We're not used to that. We're too busy hearing the hatred. So, like, again, I can't stress it enough. It's people like yourself and all these people that are going to do that.
Just cut you off for 1 second. I want to talk to these people right here. Do you guys, when you see a law enforcement officer, whether it's a cop, state trooper, Border Patrol, ICE, do you thank them? Do you tell them they're doing a good job? Do you tell them that you have their back? Because if you don't, you're complicit on the other side. You have to thank these people. Am I right, sir?
These guys are doing a phenomenal job. We don't understand how much they're at risk out there to help us. And we just, like you said, we see the protesters. We need to be out there supporting these guys 100%.
And these people lied to us.
Throw me that shirt real quick. Throw me that shirt.
I think the other really important thing is when we are out there, example, like if I'm in a restaurant and there's law enforcement there sitting there, I make sure not only do I go over and thank them, but I let them know, just in case something goes down when I'm in there, hey, I'm a good citizen, I'm on your side, I'm concealed carrying, because if anything happens at that time, they need to know if I step in to get their back, because they're, that I'm there and I got their backs.
Perfect. Let me hear it. Do you tell law enforcement you appreciate them? Do you all? Yes, blah, blah, blah. You need to do this. Everyone needs to buy a cop. You see him in a bar, buy him a beer. You see a lady cop in Starbucks, buy her a coffee. Please do that. They appreciate it. Or if you just say, hey, take care of yourself. They really appreciate that. We have a lot more. Can I hear
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys so much.
Arto Cueto doing a great job. Thank you, brother. All right, folks. We have a lot more coming up. Get out in the crowd. We're going to get Brian Glenn up here. Don't go anywhere. Nice try, Glenn. You see him try to sneak off the side of the stage? Don't let him go anywhere. Folks, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Stay right here, and we'll be back in 2.5 minutes.
With riots and violent looting going on all over the country, I don't feel safe leaving the house without this banana. Normally, I would be worried about this creepy guy, but I've got my banana with me. That same car has been sitting outside my house for a while now. Better keep this banana by the door.
Sounds ridiculous, right? Now imagine this banana was capable of incapacitating an attacker from over 60 feet.
At Berna, we don't sell bananas. Go to Berna.com to learn more.
Grandma, do you remember the day I was born?
Mike, it was yesterday. Here's your first visit to Shriners Children's. Remember when you were fitted with your new chair? Ready to take on the world.
Yes!
And look here, you're learning to take your first steps.
Nice job, big guy.
When you call or go online to loveshriners.org, you are supporting the care that kids like me need to do the things that we didn't think were possible.
Your monthly gift helps provide the most amazing care anywhere, regardless of a family's ability to pay. And thanks to a generous donor, your gift will have 3 times the impact for kids like George.
But Grandma, why are these pages blank?
These might be my favorite pages of all. This is where your future memories will go. Thanks to the generosity of people who give to Shriners Children's, kids just as wonderful as my grandson can grow up with the confidence that they can do anything.
Because of your support, our doctors, nurses, and therapists can help kids like me make our dreams come true. When you give $19 a month or more, you will receive your very own Love to the Rescue blanket. It's a cozy reminder all the kids are helping every day.
When you give $19 a month or more, your first donation will have 3 times the impact.
This holiday season, your gift helps kids at Shriners Children's truly celebrate. Your support can transform lives forever. You're paving the way for a bright future full of brand new possibilities for my grandson and kids just like him. From our family to yours.
Thank you! Please call or go online right now to loveshriners.org. Your gift is supporting families like mine and changing the lives of kids like me.
Your donation will have 3 times the impact to help kids at Shriners Children's.
Thank you for giving.
We're back. Hey, everybody. Are we having fun? Do you realize this crowd is this big? Oh, I'm supposed to stay over here. This crowd is this big, and the event really technically hasn't really officially started yet. It's amazing. Real America's Voice. Getting it done, right? Getting it done. All right, Brian Glenn, our RAV senior White House correspondent. Brother, what a year it's been, my man.
It has been an amazing year. I mean, you know, when you think about what President Trump had to do from day one, that laundry list of stuff, and we thought to ourselves, how in the world is he going to tackle all of it? Well, you kind of take it one bite at a time, and that's what we saw the first 90 days being this absolute mission to secure the border, and that's exactly what Art DeFuca was talking about.
What's in store for 2026? I mean, look, folks, the reality is generally a president in his midterm election loses a heck of a lot of seats in the House. Tends to lose the House if they had the House going in. Obama lost the House. President Trump lost the House first time. I'm pretty sure George Bush did as well. But
the first time, let's talk about the first time, though. We had a weak speaker of Paul Ryan in there. Yeah. We had a feckless Congress that didn't do anything. So that's the reason why we pretty much lost that. I think this scenario is a little different. I think 2026 is a little different considering all the positive things he's able to do in the first year, that I think the American people can say, okay, I tell you what, yes, we have some inflation issues. We have an affordability crisis. And I know they get mad when you say that, but not everybody's on Wall Street. There's people that live on Main Street America. We got to remember that. There's still people that are having a hard time paying their health insurance, their auto insurance, their food, everything. We get it. But I think President Trump is definitely laying out a little bit of a blueprint to tackle those affordability issues.
So keep that in mind. Guys are going to hate me for this, but I'm going to walk around a little bit.
Let's go.
All right? All right. you guys got to cut the camera for a minute. I want to talk to these folks over here for a minute. Swing it around, camera guys. Swing it around. How's President Trump doing? Give him some grades on. Let's talk the economy.
A.
How about immigration?
A+.
How about national security on the global level?
On the local level?
Global.
I would say A++.
So you got straight A's. He's got straight A's. You think so too?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Where's he lacking?
Really, if you think about it, especially comparing it to the previous administration, he's not lacking anywhere. And I do agree with what you're saying up there. I think it's going to be a sweep in 2026.
Sweep in 2020. Everyone agree with that? You guys are optimistic. Eyes are optimistic. What's up, sir? How you doing?
Hey, doing great, Eric. How about you?
What's the biggest issue Americans face right now?
That they're being lied to about what's going on with the economy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tell me more.
Well, I could go on and on.
Well, don't. Just give us a 20-second version.
What they do is they produce a report, they seasonally adjust the data, they revise the data, they revise the data.
That's the history of the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
But they take it and they can make an up month, a down month, or a down month, a huge up month, and no one knows.
Can I tell you something? You're 100% right. During the Biden administration, there were months and months and months of unemployment numbers that were bad, and then they get revised the following month when no one's paying attention, and they were much worse. Am I right? Sir, how old are you?
I'm 14.
What is the biggest concern that you have in this country right now?
Being able to buy a house when I'm older.
Very interesting. Why do you say that?
It's just gotten way too expensive. There's not enough jobs that pay enough for us to buy houses, and we'll have to buy houses just way into the future, and we need to do it earlier so then we can raise a family.
What do you want to do when you finish school or wherever your life, or where do you want to head?
I want to stay here in Arizona. I want to go into law school, become a lawyer.
Oh gosh, more lawyers, more lawyers. Am I right? How's everyone doing? What's your name? Where are you from?
Sarah O'Neill from Scottsdale, Arizona.
Right from hometown.
Yeah, Maricopa County, and we are going to do our part to give you and President Trump a 2026 sweep. Maricopa County Republican Committee is having their organizational meeting in January, and we have two candidates that are running for members at large. We actually have a field of 12 amazing conservatives to choose from for 5 seats. So Maricopa County is activated.
And are you one of the candidates?
I am.
Tell us about it. What's the biggest issue facing the state of Arizona and maybe the country right now?
So the issue is everybody thinks this thing is going to be won on social media. And the real problem is we have to make connections with our local voters and our local volunteers to get all of our conservative candidates elected next year.
Who's the next governor of Arizona?
Andy Biggs.
Andy Biggs.
Andy Biggs.
He's doing a great job. Charlie Kirk, by the way, endorsed Andy Biggs before he was assassinated, so I would agree with you. There's a couple people vying for that seat now, right? The seat that Andy's going to vacate.
Yes, we have Karen Taylor Robinson, and she was a candidate in the previous election. She's very well known as well. And there.
Well, you have Sheriff Mark Lamb too, right?
For governor? No, for
the seat that Andy Biggs is vacating.
Oh yes, I'm sorry, for a congressional district. Yes.
And you're talking about who else Andy Biggs is going to run against.
Yes, exactly.
I think if I'm not mistaken, when I think I saw the last poll, he's at the top right now. He's beating the generic Democrat for governor of Arizona.
Yes, I believe that he is. I'm not sure how the other candidates are measuring up, but we again have a great field to choose from.
Speaking of states that need to be changed, is this a California Golden Bear hat you're wearing?
Right. Well, we can't have the golden age without the golden state. And I'm a volunteer for Reform California. And I'm here, and we're going to lobby the president to come to California. We'll never win an election out there without President Trump.
You know, it's really fascinating that Eric Swalwell, congressman, wants to run for governor of California, replacing Newsom. But when he jumped in, he took Katie Porter's lead and cut it in half. And now there's a conservative sheriff Tell me his name again. I can't remember his name. There's a sheriff in California who's actually the leading candidate for next governor.
Real good, too. And I like Steve Hilton, and I like the sheriff. And I donated small to both. And we're going to work hard to make sure that one of those guys wins the governorship. But it won't happen without President Trump coming to California, like I tried to get Steve Garvey to listen then, before Coachella. And his paid consultants, I'm free. His paid consultants told him not to do it.
Trump has been there. He'll go. Sir.
How are you doing? How are you doing? My name is,
what's your name?
Charles DeMauro. I'm the founder and organizer of 805 Patriots. We're in California as well. We are the largest rally organization for Southern California. We organize from San Luis Obispo County, Santa Barbara, Ventura, LA, Orange County.
Orange County.
Hey, can California actually get another Republican governor at some point? Now, we have Ronald Reagan and then kind of a quasi-Republican Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Honestly, what he was saying is we need a president, or we need a governor candidate sponsored by Donald Trump. Our candidates, our people don't come out to vote unless there is a Trump candidate on that.
I have one quick question for you. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate you guys. I have one quick question. Hey, guys, Indiana, the state house, Republicans in Indiana voted not to redistrict the state of Indiana. Why would they do that?
Establishment.
They're rhinos.
Rhinos. There it is. Rhinos, guys. We'll come back out in the crowd in just a minute or so. Hey, Ben Berkman's back. Good to see you guys. All right, we're gonna just jump away for a minute. Can you throw me that read in here, please? Throw that read in, if you don't mind, just so I know, because we got to take care of the good folks at Birch Gold. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. There we go. All right. You want to see something cool? Can you bring a camera on? Can you move that or no? No. There's a lot of things that politicians should be getting cold, reasons they should be getting cold in their stockings this Christmas, but thanks to the really, really good people at Birch Gold Group, they're phenomenal. They're phenomenal. They think a smart planner is one who maybe deserves a little silver. That's why for every $5,000 that you spend buying gold with Birch Gold Group, between now and December 22nd, next week, Birch Gold will send you an ounce of silver. It's around $65 an ounce right now. They're going to send it to you for free. It's up 60% this year. Smart people diversify and have a hedge and a plan. That's why I very much encourage you all to buy your gold from Birch Gold Group. I do. I literally buy gold from Birch Gold Group. With the rate cuts coming in 2026, we're talking about them all day, the dollar will be becoming less and less. You cut the rates, dollar gets weaker. What happens? Gold goes up. What happens if the AI bubble bursts? Why don't you let Birch Gold help you diversify, converting an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold, actual gold coins and bars. And for every $5,000 you buy in gold, you'll get an ounce of silver for free for your stocking. Or how about this? For your kids. What a great way to teach your kids about saving smartly. Just text that word. We've been talking about it. America, 989898. Text America to 989898. Claim your eligibility for this offer. Again, text the word America to 989898 today, because Birch Gold Group's free silver with qualifying purchase, that promotion ends next week, December 22nd. Again, text America to 989898. We'll be back. 2.5 minutes. Can we hear it for Rav in America Fest? Charlie Kirk.
Half protection is not enough. Using just an antivirus online is also not enough. Get better protection from online threats. Get NordVPN now.
Hey, just want to say thank you for your service.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure you've heard that before, but we want you to know that we understand the freedoms and liberties in this country are because of people like you who served and gave everything for the cause of freedom. We don't take that lightly. So thank you. for everything you've done and sacrificed for us.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
We're ready for our ticket.
It's been paid.
People thank me for my service all the time. But I want to thank you for being someone
worth fighting for. You make it all worth it. If you really want to thank me and other veterans like me, go to helpdav.org and support disabled American veterans. That is the best way to say thank you and keep our promise to our nation's heroes.
You can say thank you to our nation's heroes by going to helpdav.org right now, or call the number on your screen and give your monthly support of only $19. Your support lets our disabled veterans know you appreciate them and everything they have sacrificed for us. When you do, we'll send you this DAV blanket as a thank you and a reminder that you support those who served.
When you support DAV, you're showing veterans like me that you were worth fighting for.
Please call or go online to helpdav.org right now. Your support in this moment honors our veteran service.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page Publishing can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you.
Call or scan for your free writer's guide today.
All right, well, welcome. Hello? Y'all hear me? What's going on here? Guys, we're back. Real America's Voice. America. Hey, listen, you see the shirt? There we go. You see the shirt? It's The Edge, right? It's my little podcast I do on the side. It's not political. It's just a lot of fun. They keep yelling at me when I walk away, right, Harry? I walk away and it's... So The Edge is a platform. It's a movement for guys, for dudes. We can be men again. We can talk about being motivated again. We can talk about holding a door open for a woman again. It's okay. In the day and age of Donald Trump 2.0, woke is dead. All the BS that they threw at us is dead. So I started a podcast called The Edge, and it's all about motivation, doing well, getting better, being a better man, being a better husband, being a better father, just being a more successful person. And it's been off the charts. Top 1/10 of 1% of all new YouTube shows. I would love you all to subscribe. If you don't know where to find it, it's on YouTube at Eric Bowling, at Eric Bowling The Edge, or hit me with one of these QR codes with your camera. I'm walking around with it right here. So just shine your camera, hit the little yellow line. I would appreciate your support. All righty, let's get back to the business at hand. Does anyone think that the media is unbiased in America? Of course not, right? Of course not. But has it ever been this bad? Has it ever been this bad? Can you believe there's a day and age in American media where they would blame Charlie Kirk for his own assassination? Is this insanity? Are they nuts? What is this? It's not getting better. It's getting worse. There's Duke Tanner, folks. Duke Tanner's he's coming up in just a minute. What's with the American media? What's with the American media?
They're communists.
Communist News Network, CNN. I was at the briefing room at the White House. I said to Caroline, some of the same people in that first row are the same people that never mentioned affordability for 4 years. And I said, now they're calling this an affordability crisis. And I said, you know those people in the first row? Fox was there, CNN was there, ABC was there. And I leaned over and said, isn't that right, Caitlin Collins? Oh, she didn't like that.
No, they don't like that at all, to be called out.
They don't like that at all. The American media has become two different entities. There's a right and a left. The problem is the left is like 90% of all the people delivering the news.
Yes, that's true, because they go to college for this, and they...
This is an important topic. Tell us about that.
Well, it's just indoctrination to the socialism starting in kindergarten.
Kindergarten. So that's why the teachers' unions are so strong. Can't fire a teacher. Teachers are liberal. They teach your kids to learn the same socialist principles, woke ideology. It's okay to change your gender at 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, by the time they hit college,
They're socialists.
they're socialist. It's terrible. It's scary. It's scary, folks. Man, what's the biggest problem in America right now with our education system?
The education system, the main problem is they're not teaching our children God values. And that's my opinion, but I believe it's true.
How about what they are teaching them?
Not good, Eric, not good at all.
I'm pretty sure in the communist system that becomes our education system from the bottom all the way up, free market capitalism is a bad thing. It's a no-no. Even though it built this whole country, everything, you're nodding your head.
We've got to stop the woke ideology. It's being taught to our kids.
But I thought Trump won and woke is dead, no?
Exactly.
It's not dead, folks. It's not dead. It's very, very quiet, very sneaky quiet.
We have the right woke now that we have to deal with. Right.
Tell us about who's woke on the right.
The rhinos.
The rhinos, the people, the Republicans in Indiana who voted against redistricting, right? California did it. We need Texas. We need Florida. We need Ohio, Idaho. We can win this. But it's going to take some real smart people like the group over here from Arizona and the group over there from California who are making sure everyone gets out and votes. Sir, what's on your mind?
We need voter integrity.
Voter integrity. Did you see? I had Lara Logan on the show yesterday, and she talked about the groups in Venezuela have actually figured ways to rig the vote for their candidate. Venezuelans rigged the votes for the candidate, and therefore her comment was maybe they're doing it here too.
Absolutely, they're doing it there. They're doing it in all over in South America. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, good. What else? Anyone else have any? Yes, ma'am.
What am I supposed to do?
What do you want to talk about? What's on your mind?
Let's talk about how woke universities are now.
Let's do it. Which ones and how woke are they?
So we both graduated from Indiana State University, and we survived without becoming liberals. We were probably the only ones that were not. We were a part of a women's organization on campus that was the only organization not being able to be funded by the university because we were a Christian organization.
What happened? My fault. What happened with the people in Indiana? Come over here, please. I got to get away from that speaker. What happened to the Republicans in the State House of Indiana who decided not to redistrict the state of Indiana?
So they decided not to redistrict the state of Indiana. So I actually grew up in Indianapolis, the outside. So they didn't redistrict because they know that Marion County, which is the seat, this is Indianapolis, is a very blue city. If they were to redistrict it, that would have changed the whole sector of the whole state voting system.
Who says we should get rid of those Republicans in Indiana? Because they're not Republicans. You know what they are? They're liberal Democrats in disguise. That's what I'm saying that they are. Okay. Hey, Mad Dog, what do you have here? Do you have that other soundbite?
Yes, sir.
You have the second soundbite, Mad Dog? Talk to me. All right. We're going to go to break in a second. On the back side of the break, the second question I asked Caroline Levitt was, we've taken 10,000 truckers off the roads because they don't speak English. 10,000. That's not enough. We know that in certain states like California, you can take the CDL license, commercial driver's license, in 17 different languages. How many of those people can read or speak English? Probably none, right? When are they going to do that for Uber, Lyft, and other gig economies? And we're going to show that question and answer when we come right back.
I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents
Right now, all over the country, kids at Shriners Hospitals for Children are able to go home and be with their families for the holidays. And it's only possible because of the monthly support of people just like you.
Thanks to a generous donor, your first gift of $19 a month will have 3 times the impact to help more kids.
With your gift of just $19 a month, only 63 cents a day, we'll send you this adorable Love to the Rescue blanket as a thank you, and a reminder of the care you'll be providing so kids can be with their families.
Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams.
It only takes a moment to call the number on your screen, or you can visit loveshriners.org right now on your phone or computer.
Your first gift of $19 a month will have 3 times the impact in the lives of kids like me.
Because every child just wants to be home for the holidays, and your gift makes that possible.
Your call is the best gift of all.
Your gift will be my favorite Christmas present this year.
Please call the number on your screen or go online right now with your monthly gift.
And when you become a monthly donor, your first gift will have 3 times the impact to help more kids.
Thank you for giving.
With riots and violent looting going on all over the country, I don't feel safe leaving the house without this banana. Normally, I would be worried about this creepy guy, but I've got my banana with me. That same car has been sitting outside my house for a while now. Better keep this banana by the door.
Sounds ridiculous, right? Now imagine this banana was capable of incapacitating an attacker from over 60 feet.
At Berna, we don't sell bananas. Go to berna.com to learn more.
All right, we're back. As promised, wow, what a crowd. Awesome, amazing crowd here, folks. I'm pretty sure this thing hasn't even started yet, and we got like wall-to-wall people. It's amazing. You're doing a great, as Trump would say, there's 200,000 or 300,000 people here or so. Hey, Mad Dog. So my second question to Caroline Levitt in the briefing room last week was, Caroline, we pulled 10,000 truckers off the roads because they don't speak English, and we found out that up to 17 different languages are being offered to take the trucker license. You imagine people not being able to read or speak English, driving 40-ton trucks down the road? Insanity. So here's what I asked her about. What about Lyft and Uber drivers? Listen.
I will just reiterate the Trump administration's position is that truck drivers, particularly those driving big rigs on our nation's road and highways, who have a great responsibility to keep the American public and their fellow citizens safe, should be speaking English and should have an ability to read English proficiently. I think that's a very common sense policy to have, and we've unfortunately seen, and the Department of Transportation has uncovered and is actively working to fix these state-sponsored commercial trucking driver licenses, which were going to people who are not qualified to be driving these massive trucks on American roads, and they're endangering the lives of our fellow citizens. We've unfortunately seen many vehicle accidents across the country where people have lost their lives because of drivers that were just simply unqualified to be driving these trucks.
All right, so really interesting, right? I was thrilled to hear that they took 10,000 drivers off the roads. We probably need 100,000 drivers off the roads because they're not speaking English. Ben, talk to the folks and ask them what they think about truck drivers driving big rigs down our highways and they can't speak a lick of English. And then again, you're maybe getting into an Uber and have the same problem.
It's unbelievable. What do you guys think about that? Semi-truck drivers, I mean, think about what the left did. But semi-truck drivers, illegal aliens in our country.
Sure, I think the issue is the illegal immigration. We love immigration. We love folks that speak other languages, but I think it causes a practical problem if you can't speak English.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Eric, just real quick, I want to show this. How many of you, is this your first AmFest? Raise your hand. Look at this. Wow. Incredible, incredible. Young, now, you don't have to answer that question. But how old are you? Where are you from?
I'm 12, and I'm from Sherman, Connecticut.
And you're out here with your family for AmFest? Are you having a good time?
Yeah.
Hey, Ben.
God bless you.
You found the two conservatives in Connecticut? Three.
We got three.
Mom says three.
And I think we met one earlier who's running for office.
Who? Raise your hand if you want to talk about illegals driving our trucks on our highways and can't speak a word of English.
Who wants to jump in? Jump over here. Jump over here.
I can address that because I drive about 100,000 miles a year, and about 2 years ago I noticed the craziest stuff going on. I felt like I was watching a truckers show on TV with crazy truckers, and they were definitely not from this country. So they're causing a lot of problems.
Sir?
The Uniparty is concerned about Trump taking out narco boats, but they're not concerned about a 6-ton missile going down the road taking out people left and right.
It's crazy.
There is the term accountability should not be used anymore. It's as watered down as racist. We need to see people in jail.
Amen. Amen.
And who else agrees to that?
Awesome. Awesome. All right, let's bring it back up here. Maybe we'll talk about that in just a minute. But we have a good friend of mine, good friend of the show, a good friend of Real America's Voice, good friend of Julio Gonzalez as well. Let's all welcome Duke Tanner. Duke has got an amazing story. He's got a book out too. But Duke, tell us your story. Tell the folks why we're listening to Duke Tanner right now.
First and foremost, I just love seeing all you guys here. We're going to give God all the glory for it. I was arrested and got arrested for a nonviolent crime and was given a double life sentence in federal prison. The Obama administration denied me, but October 21st, 2020, President Donald Trump granted me clemency, and I was able to come home after serving 16 years, 6 months, and 21 days. I came home pushing the Fatherhood Initiative. Julio Gonzalez gave me a job to where now I'm the Vice President of Engineer Tax Services, doing all the top major grants throughout the United States for municipalities, all the way down to the small businesses and opening up new businesses. And on May 28th of this year, I got a call from the White House, and President Trump said, "Hey, son, I'm giving you your whole life back. I'm giving you a presidential pardon."
And this is what it's all about, Duke. Second chances, my man. And I'll be honest with you, that's what the Edge is. Edge is about guys, mostly men, 3/4 of the audience is men, who've had a rough go, got knocked down, maybe was convicted on something that maybe you shouldn't have been convicted on, but you found a way to get back up, and you're going to make right by it. Tell us.
We're doing these grants to help the minority cities, but one of the main things I'm doing is I'll be in the forefront to let the people know what the president has done for prison reform, that he's not getting the credit for. Everyone keeps saying, oh, he only letting his friends go, or he only pardoned his friends. That's a lie. I'm a black man born for Gary that he didn't know, and he brought me back to be in my family life and and put me in position to I'm able to help so many people. And with Step Back, the president I've let over 40,000 men and women come home that nobody's saying nothing about, and they came home and doing great things for this country. And people need to know that and understand that, and they need to thank the president for that, because without him signing that bill, these men and women would still be in prison, and you guys would be paying taxes for us to be sitting there rotting away.
Oh, good news too, Duke. I heard he did not use the auto pen.
Great news.
This one's official, right?
It's official.
This one's official.
It's official. Man.
It's official. All right, guys. I want to do this. We have a little bit very quickly. If I just would like to tell you about Birch Gold one more time, if I may. Unbelievable. I swear on my life, I wouldn't tell you this if I didn't mean it. I've been buying gold since I was like 30 years ago. I started buying gold. I should walk into a gold coin store and buy a 1/4 ounce of gold. That's all I could afford. I buy another 1/4 ounce, maybe a 1/2 ounce when I started to make a little bit of money. Buy an ounce. I've never sold a single ounce of gold, but it's so expensive to do it that way. When I bumped into Birch Gold Group, they're amazing. It's just it arrives at your house. You get the price exactly that the gold price is on that moment. They're amazing. They get to your house. You can get coins. You can get gold bars. And right now they've got a promotion. If you text the word America to 989898, for every $5,000 of gold you buy, they're going to send you a silver ounce for free. It really shows your kids how important it is. And if you notice what's going on in the markets lately, we talk about the markets at 4 o'clock if you guys watch the show. Markets go up and down. Stocks go up and down. Oil goes up and down. For the last 2 years, gold has won has gone in one direction. It's been straight up. Even when cryptocurrency at this moment is crashing. Everyone said gold and crypto are the same. They're hedges against bad things happening. It's wrong. Gold is really right now the only true hedge. So 989898, the word America, text it to 989898. They're amazing, and I very much vouch for them. So we're going to come back. Hey, Ben, ask the crowd if they have any questions for Ben, Eric, or Duke in the next block. Ask us anything.
If you got questions, come right here.
Yeah, instead of us asking you questions, you got a question, bring it over to Ben right there, right after the break. We'll be right back.
I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents under the tree.
Right now, all over the country, kids at Shriners Hospitals for Children are able to go home and be with their families for the holidays. And it's only possible because of the monthly support of people just like you.
Thanks to a generous donor, your first gift of $19 a month will have 3 times the impact to help more kids.
With your gift of just $19 a month, only 63 cents a day, we'll send you this adorable Love to the Rescue blanket as a thank you, and a reminder of the care you'll be providing so kids can be with their families.
Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams.
It only takes a moment to call the number on your screen, or you can visit loveshriners.org right now on your phone or computer.
Your first gift of $19 a month will have 3 times the impact in the lives of kids like me.
Because every child just wants to be home for the holidays, and your gift makes that possible.
Your call is the best gift of all.
Your gift will be my favorite Christmas present this year.
Please call the number on your screen or go online right now with your monthly gift.
And when you become a monthly donor, your first gift will have 3 times the impact to help more kids.
Thank you for giving.
With riots and violent looting going on all over the country, I don't feel safe leaving the house without this banana. Normally, I would be worried about this creepy guy, but I've got my banana with me. That same car has been sitting outside my house for a while now. Better keep this banana by the door.
Sounds ridiculous, right? Now imagine this banana was capable of incapacitating an attacker from over 60 feet.
At Berna, we don't sell bananas. Go to berna.com to learn more.
All right, we're back, and guess what, Ben Burkhoff? Look who showed up on stage.
Maureen.
Maureen Bannon. Maureen,
we love Maureen.
We love Maureen. Let's hear from Maureen Bannon. So the questions will be now for Ben, Eric, or Maureen. So
now we got Maureen in the house. Okay, Linda. By the way, I want to introduce these ladies real quick. Linda Hanna and Angie Morphine. Angie Morphine is an angel mom. Her son, Ruben Morphine, was murdered by an illegal alien. This is why I fight on the border. Angel moms, angel dads that have lost everything because of the policies of the left. Linda, what do you want to say?
I just want to say, you guys quit fighting amongst ourselves. Let go Trump, okay? We're fighting too much against ourselves for Israel, no Israel, blah, 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 Canada zones, no Canada zones, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let's just all be MAGA.
That's right.
And a question, how do we do that, Eric?
I don't know. That could be the hardest question to answer right now, because there are so many things that MAGA stood for, right? Maureen's dad will tell you, first of all, Steve Bannon is the original gangster of MAGA. He invented MAGA, and Trump was there by his side, but Steve was the one who was the visionary. He and Andrew Breitbart. I remember your dad and Andrew doing a radio show in California. I used to go on all the time. It was a brilliant America First thought that your father developed. Why don't we save that question for Maureen or Steve in the 5 o'clock hour, because it's too hard for me to answer.
Think about that, Maureen.
I don't know what's lane is America First, what lane is MAGA, what lane is Rhino, what lane is some of the above. I'm a little lost right now.
And I think that's part of what this event is about, because we're coming into it with that question. Where are we at? Where do we go from here?
Yeah.
That would be my answer. Young lady?
Hi, so this is a question for any of you. So we briefly touched on what is wrong with the education system in America. So I'm currently a college student, a senior graduating in May. So what is your idea of something we can do to fix and kind of bring critical thinking back into the college atmosphere and just allow students to really think for what they believe in and what is going on, rather than just hearing what a teacher says and believing that?
This is a really, really important question right there. Really important, folks. I mean, you hear it. She said, how do we bring the college campus back to, I would say, a fair environment? I'll tell you, years ago, my son, we ended up at University of Colorado. We walk on campus. He was 18 years old. He was hit up by 20 or 30 people trying to get him to register to vote for Hillary Clinton. Not one conservative. So I think what the answer to your question is this: Charlie Kirk, whether he knew it or not, in his aftermath, in his legacy, is bringing people out to realize that there are two voices on college campuses again. Yeah, we heard about Charlie saying, prove me wrong, or let's have this debate, but it took what happened for the world to see that there are two voices, and one had been censored for the vast majority of the last 20 or 30 years. Maureen?
And don't ever let someone tell you that your voice shouldn't be heard. Keep spreading the truth. Get it out there, because the left wants to silence us. They wanted to silence us by assassinating Charlie Kirk, and they haven't silenced us. So we just need to keep spreading the truth, because eventually their eyes will open up to what is America First and what belongs back on college campuses. So just don't be afraid. Do not silence yourself or let them silence you.
Yeah, and if I could end on that, I started my journey where we are today on a college campus out in California. Yeah, and that was the most important thing, is to not be afraid. My motto always was stand even if you stand alone. And to have that, if you're courageous, you know, there's cliches, courage is contagious, but it's true. It's one of the cliches that's absolutely true. I had so many people come up to me and say, because of what you're doing, your willingness to stand up, it empowered me to have the courage to do it too. And that's what Charlie's legacy really is. It's God, family, country, but it's really, at the heart of it, is courage to stand for what you believe in.
And you'll inspire others, people that are maybe too afraid to actually speak out. You'll inspire them to actually speak out as well.
Great question.
Great question. Sir?
Yeah, so my question for you, Ben. So you're good at chasing people down and getting them to answer one way or another, whether shutting a door in your face or, you know, having the bravery to actually answer a question. So why are all the MAGA movement codifying bills being stalled in the Senate? Why aren't they being brought up for a vote?
That's a very good question, because my simple answer is because we still have too many rhinos in the Senate.
I know why.
I think Eric can jump in on that one as well.
You want to know the real reason? Sadly, it's the real reason. Ben is hitting on it. It's because when you go to a vote, the vote is public to everyone else, right? And so the Speaker of the House, love him or hate him, I'm particularly not my cup of tea, and Thune, I think they're both rhinos. I think they don't want to expose who's voting for and against some of the EOs, the executive orders that Trump is signing and codifying them into law, because there are a lot of people who are going to vote against it. And what the Speaker of the House and John Thune, the Senate senior whatever, they don't want to do that. They don't want to expose their own caucus. That's exactly what the problem is. And for that reason, they're rhinos.
The cowards. I mean,
cowards.
It's cowardice.
Yes. Cowards.
It's cowardice. Anyone else? We got Santa Claus. Come on up here, Santa. Come on.
Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho!
That's better. You did it better.
What do you, sir, want for Christmas?
What do I want for Christmas? I want you to I want you to subscribe to The Edge. That's what I want you to do. And if you don't see it, here's the QR code on the back of my shirt, or it's on my arm.
Shameless
I would
plug.
love to have Santa Claus as part of the Edge movement. If Santa Claus has got an edge to him, he'll subscribe. Maureen, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well,
What do you want for Christmas?
And War Room. Follow War Room, too. That's what I want you to do.
I have a feeling he's already with both of you, but
Well, I don't. Listen, guys, we have, what, Mando, we have a minute, is that right?
Yeah.
We got about a minute left before we turn over to the War Room. We're going to stay up here. We're going to bring some other folks up here. But before we go, can we do me a favor? Will you give Real America's Voice a round of applause? Rob Sig, Parker Sig. It's not easy to put on a production like this. It costs a lot of money, but look at the turnout. You guys are amazing. Do you watch the show? How many watch the show? Oh, I love you. I love you guys. I love you for doing that. Maureen, what do we have at the 5 o'clock hour coming up?
So we're going to talk about the Brown shooting.
Ooh.
And also, there was a tweet that came out, so we'll have Rav put it up, about maybe a correlation between MIT, what happened at MIT, and Brown. And then we're also going to talk about where Joe Allen has been, because he's been all over, and he'll probably scare you guys half to death with all of his stuff about AI.
Well, AI. Wait, real quick, who's in favor of AI? Hand up. Who's against AI? Interesting. See, I was against it until I started using it. I can't live without it. Maureen, really good. We're going to have the War Room turn over in about 5 seconds. Thank you, guys. A round of applause for Rav, please, before we go. All right. Berquam. Bannon. Maureen, hey, everyone. War Room, I'm going to let Maureen introduce the show.
Well, you're here in the War Room. I'm not going to introduce it like my dad, but thank you guys all for joining us here. My dad will be here tomorrow, so don't miss out. I know. You have the prettier Bannon. He has the better hair, but...
Whoa. Did you just say the better hair?
He has the better hair.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Your hair is pretty cool. You like your hair. He is amazing. Now, Steve's speaking. When is he speaking?
So he speaks tomorrow at 6 p.m.
So make sure you see that.
Well,
Steve Bannon.
Technically 5:59, but we know it'll be 6 p.m.
On the big stage at 5:59, Steve Bannon. That should be really, really, really interesting. All right. So tell us about this. So Brown University, what's going on with Islamic terror in America? Is anyone else concerned about it as much as we are here at Real America's Voice? Does anyone think that these incidences are unique and independent of each other? Or do you think there's some sort of coordination between, I don't know, cells, Iran? What do you think, Maureen?
I think there is a correlation, and I think the fact that we're seeing a continuing increase in violence, and especially in this case, I believe a targeted hit on a conservative. Ella Cook was a conservative in charge of a college Republican club, and she was killed, I think, for her beliefs. So I think that, like we were talking about earlier, you can't be afraid to have your voice heard, but we need to get to the bottom of it, and I don't think we're getting the full transparency. And there was supposed to be a press conference at 4 p.m. Eastern that was postponed, I believe, indefinitely. And Joe Allen
folks.
So address, there's a potential correlation between what happened at MIT and what happened at Brown.
And what happened in the Capitol? What happened in another fanatical Muslim kills a service member, and one's still in the hospital, right?
Yeah, as far as the shooting in Alston, outside of Boston, it's unclear what the connection is, but certainly the killing of a young, very promising, and very highly respected physicist, it echoes some of the tactics one has seen, for instance, in Iran, in which scientists have been targeted. So it's all speculation. No one knows who did it, and no one knows if it's directly connected. But I think it's ominous in the deepest sense of the word. It's an omen.
So they actually, breaking news, they have identified a suspect in the Brown University shooting. Yes. According to 2 law enforcement officials familiar with the case. However, the manhunt for the shooter is still ongoing.
They got the
what they're
wrong
saying.
one.
So they're saying that they've identified a shooter, but then the manhunt.
Sure, still on the loose.
Yes.
Still on the loose.
So no description yet, right?
Yeah, no, this is important.
The Coulter's law. No description, so Coulter's law is still in effect.
A Mediterranean-looking male anymore, right? You have to say a suspect. They, them are on the loose.
They at the root of every conspiracy is they and them.
They, them are on the loose. So, what is more dangerous to us right now? I mentioned Lara Logan was on the show yesterday talking about the cartels, the danger that the cartels are not only to our elections but also to our safety, to our families, to our children with the drugs. What's more dangerous, the cartels or fundamental Islamic fanatics?
Well, insofar as unpredictable violence, I think it's very clear that Muslim fanatics are a real threat. Cartels tend to be much more strategic. They would have an economic or political or gang-related purpose. So it's very different, but, I follow the excellent work of Joe Kent, head of Counterterrorism, and it's linked in many ways because the fear or the realistic apprehension that the country has a lot of Islamic cells, a big part of that is that so many people came over the border over the last 4 years, and so there's really no way to know how many terrorists of any stripe came over the border during that time.
Trump said 8,000 or 9,000 may have crossed the border.
Yeah, I mean,
9,000 terrorists.
It's a guess, and
In that botched withdrawal, we allowed anyone. There was not proper vetting through the State Department to let anyone that claimed to have helped the United States in Afghanistan enter this country. And then we see what happened. Someone who came from Afghanistan shot 2 National Guard soldiers in Washington, D.C., murdering one of them. So we're seeing an increase. You're not being properly vetted into this country. The Biden regime opened the border and said, come on in.
Thoughts on that one? I'm going to jump in the crowd. So you guys keep going. I'm going to go in the crowd, see if the folks have some thoughts. But keep it going, guys.
Beyond the identity of perpetrators, the narrative that you hear again and again, the narrative of the evil extremist right-wing terrorist, I think all of the events of the last 2 years have really put the lie to that. Not that it needed a whole lot more, but everything from Trump in Pennsylvania having an attempt on his life, to what happened to Charlie Kirk, to the shooting in D.C., what we're seeing right now with Ella Cook. It's pretty clear that for a variety of reasons, it is not crazy right-wingers who are at the forefront of domestic terrorism in America. And I think that the sooner that narrative goes away, the sooner we can move towards logical, rational solutions to the violence.
I think you're right, but I also think that we need to get to the bottom of what happened in these different incidences. What happened with Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. We haven't gotten to the bottom of that.
Yes.
It's been over a year.
Yes.
If we're not getting to the bottom of what happened, then how are we going to expect any transparency or any resolve and anything since then?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the cultural chaos that you see, I'm not one to shy away from any conspiracy theory. You could say that my entire career has been spent looking at a variety of open conspiracies. But in the absence of evidence, right, if you have no detailed official narrative, or if the official narrative looks fishy, which is the case in most of these, the only thing people can do is speculate, and so you have professional speculators who rule the narrative, aka conspiracy theorists. It really breeds a culture of suspicion. So, and it makes people, let's say, much more likely to behave in insane ways. What you saw around the Butler, Pennsylvania shooting, for instance, it's been a year.
Maureen, we have someone out here who's got a couple of thoughts on what we're talking about right now. What's your name and where are you from?
My name's Angela Armstrong from Ohio.
From Ohio. Now, I asked a question earlier to Joe. What are we more fearful of? Islamic terror, homegrown Islamic terror because they've come through the border, or the drug cartels bringing fentanyl and drugs into our country, maybe even killing Americans?
They're both equally a concern to me, due to the fact that Islamic terrorists, they're raised as children to be killers and be desensitized to human feelings. The drug cartels, they're all out there for the money.
What's the best defense against drug cartels, Islamic terror, all the threats, even a tyrannical government? What's the best defense?
Well, for me, being pro-gun.
Thank you. Second Amendment. Thank you.
I actually work for Buckeye Firearms Association, the best pro-gun organization in the state of Ohio.
Protecting the Second Amendment.
Protecting the Second Amendment. Dick Heller from D.C. versus Heller.
Sure.
Good friend of mine. If you all carry, we're more of a polite society if you're afraid of being shot. Well, I don't want to be a victim and travel to, let's say, for instance, Hawaii or Chicago or California and be a victim. They're taking away your human, natural, God-given rights. Protect yourselves, folks.
So, Australia is one of the most difficult countries to be able to own a firearm. One of the most difficult. What happened 2 weeks ago, last weekend, before that? 15, maybe 16 people slaughtered, murdered, because it was a soft target. First of all, you can't get a gun in Australia. It's almost impossible. And then 2 Muslim extremists, father and son, shoot up a beach filled with people who are celebrating a Hanukkah festival. Insane. Got to protect yourself. Arm up. Final thought.
Final thought? Well, you look at Australia. The gentleman that tackled the guy to take the shotgun away from him, I believe it was a shotgun. He didn't know how to hold it, didn't know how to discharge it. If he would have done that, that would have been a huge difference with more lives being saved.
There you go.
God bless America. God bless Charlie Kirk's movement.
God bless America. God bless Charlie Kirk's movement. God bless that guy who took it upon himself to put himself at risk to save a bunch of lives in Australia. Back to you guys up there.
What do you think about what she just said?
I think that's definitely the foundation that needs to begin with. People aren't allowed to protect themselves, and they're not armed to do so. You fundamentally have a weak country. But as far as anything regarding Muslim terrorism or gang violence, I don't think the Second Amendment is enough. At this point, it's a balancing act between civil rights for Americans. Do we get surveilled? Are we subject to the sorts of systems that Palantir deploys? On the other hand, are those systems available to law enforcement and other investigating bodies to actually track down killers? You would think in a massive digitally saturated surveillance state that we'd be able to find killers just like that. They found everyone that walked into the Capitol, for instance, but for whatever reason, this is slow rolled.
I agree, and back to what you said about the narrative, that we're in all of these incidences that are occurring are not right-wing extremists. And the fact that the left is still pushing that narrative, I believe, is causing an increase in these incidences to happen.
Yes, absolutely. And it also gives justification for some of the worst elements of human nature, the celebration around the various killings from the left. It's pretty horrific.
I mean, case in point, the seditious six, as soon as Senator Slotkin went on national television and said that the National Guard was going to start shooting civilians, days later, we see 2 National Guards shot. So I believe personally, being on the West Point Board of Visitors, Senator Slotkin is also on the West Point Board of Visitors, and I think that President Trump, and I believe he has been told this already, that she should be removed effective immediately from the West Point Board of Visitors. She should not have the right to be on that board. If you're going to tell our servicemen and women that they should disobey orders, and the fact that 2 service members were harmed because of what she said, she doesn't deserve to be on that board.
Amen.
Hey, Maureen and Joe, believe it or not, we have President Trump right here. President Trump, congratulations on the great speech last night. How do you feel today after the big speech?
Well, we're feeling so great. How are we doing? Turning Point, how are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Unbelievable. Amfest, like America First Amfest. It's a great festivity. We're having so much. You're looking great, nice and bronzed. You're here from Florida.
I am. Mr. President, Melania's Christmas decorations are stunning this year.
Beautiful. Isn't she amazing, Melania? Isn't she beautiful? She's so great. I haven't seen her in a little while. That's okay, but she's doing great work, and we love that.
Excuse me. Turn around for a second. Is this Tucker Carlson? Tucker?
I mean, I don't really know what that means, actually. I don't know what that means? What does that mean? I don't even know who that is.
What's the biggest threat to America right now, Tucker?
Right now? I mean, like it's supposed to be Qatar? I don't know.
How's the house? You bought a house in Qatar?
It's a beautiful house, and it was built by Israelis, because I love Israel, and I hate it.
Back to you, Maureen and Joe.
That was definitely somewhere between.
We love America. That's what we're doing here, folks. We're doing great. Back to you.
I mean,
Brilliant performance, but it's somewhere between Tucker Carlson and Mickey Mouse for sure.
I am happy to see a better Christmas decoration seen up at the White House compared to Dr. Jill Biden's Christmas decorations.
Maureen, you didn't do this when you said doctor. Doctor.
Doctor, I'm fighting back for having to say that.
My apologies. We have about 45 seconds. You know, when we come back, what are we doing when we come back? You want to do some more with the crowd? What do you have any surprise?
I actually want to tell you guys that you need to go to birchgold.com/Bannon or text Bannon to 989898. Now,
wait, what is it? Bannon? That's the word Bannon, B-A-N-N-O-N to what?
989898. Now through December 22nd, for every $5,000 you purchase of gold, Birch will send you an ounce of silver. So,
by the way, an ounce of silver is like $65 right now.
Once again, I should say it as Dave Bratt says it. He's like, Bannon to 989898.
All right, folks, we're going to come back. We have a lot more show for you. War Room coming up in 2.5 minutes. We'll be right back.
America's home.
I was born with idiopathic infantile scoliosis. I've had 17 surgeries.
I was born missing my lower right foot.
I was born 10 weeks early without my left arm.
I have osteogenesis imperfecta. I've broken over 70 bones in my lifetime.
With my polio, I have tough days and my pain just pops out of nowhere. There's nothing to be afraid of because all the doctors are all so nice.
Most people think, oh, it's the medical side of things at Shriners Hospital, but for me, it's the confidence that I've gotten.
When somebody sees these commercials, there'll be a phone number on the screen, and all they have to do is call and make a donation to help kids like me. Thanks to a generous donor, your gift will have 3 times the impact to help more kids.
When you join with us, we'll send you one of these adorable blankets as a thank you and a reminder of all the abilities you are helping make possible.
We have so much to celebrate this time of year.
Please call or go to loveshiners.org. Your first gift of $19 a month will have 3 times the impact in the lives of kids like me.
You are the best you because Shriners has given you the confidence that you need. It's just really cool knowing that you're part of something bigger than yourself.
Shriners has given so much to us, and we have a mission and we have a goal that we want to help more kids.
From all of us at Shriners Hospitals for Children, Merry Christmas.
Please call the number on your screen or go to loveshiners.org. If operators are busy, please call again. And when you become a monthly donor, your first gift will have 3 times the impact to help more kids.
Thank you for giving.
With riots and violent looting going on all over the country, I don't feel safe leaving the house without this banana. Normally, I would be worried about this creepy guy, but I've got my banana with me. That same car has been sitting outside my house for a while now. Better keep this banana by the door.
Sounds ridiculous, right? Now imagine this banana was capable of incapacitating an attacker from over 60 feet.
At Berna, we don't sell bananas. Go to Berna.com to learn more.
It's time to stand up and save with InstaSeal by Bell & Howell, the world's first vertical vacuum sealing system designed to save you money. InstaSeal removes the air completely, extending freshness up to 6 times longer. Now that's saving. Get the complete InstaSeal system. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-308-6802. That's 1-800-308-6802 or order online at buyinstaseal.com.
War Room. Here's your host, Stephen K. Bannon.
So earlier, Eric asked, War room. I need a hype man. As you know, I'm a real ray of sunshine most days.
My hype woman was out here somewhere. I think she left, though.
I want to, real quick, if I could give a shout out to the sisters. Please. Shout out to the sisters, ladies and gentlemen, please. All right, earlier, Eric asked the audience if you are for or against AI. Who is a big fan of AI, artificial intelligence? Traders. How much money are you making from it? And look at this guy, traitor to the human race.
Wait a minute. Why am I a traitor? Because I want to ask an AI bot something I can't figure out by myself.
Okay, just play it forward in your mind for a moment. Already, most human culture and a lot of human delusion is mediated through machines, but at least it's human to machine to human, or human to human madness. The future we're looking at is one that just goes machine to human. Can you imagine in 5, 10 years when artificial intelligence is turned to by every human on Earth, or at least a majority, for what is real? What happens then? What happens when everyone looks to the screen to ask, how do I get well? God, do you love me?
Wait. So, Joe, let me ask you this. Would you rather have an AI program telling your surgeon what's wrong with me, or having him, I don't know, guess from a radiology, from an x-ray?
I think that any tool that can enhance a human's ability is on the table. Even if, as a writer, I think that AI is just completely verboten. Any writer who uses AI should have to put AI as a co-author and leave their name on it as a mark of shame. But a doctor is a very different story. A soldier is a very different story. So to the extent that a doctor can use it, yeah, but if your doctor, if your surgeon is literally taking instructions from an AI, you got bigger problems than cyborg theocracy.
All right.
And now, real quick, how many of you are revolted by artificial intelligence? Let's get a boo.
Can we ask why? Why?
I love AI.
Traitor.
She's on my side. She's on Team Bowling.
I am from Oregon. My name's Janice Daniels. But I find so many great uses, like when I get a document from the car company, and it's got tons of fine print. I just file it into AI, and it summarizes all the...
Summarize, you send it a 5-page document with legalese and say, summarize this in one paragraph where a 5th grader could read it.
And it can check the math, too.
It checks the math. Ben, are you pro-AI or anti-AI?
I'm mixed. I got to be honest. I'm mixed. I'm with you on the potential downfalls, Joe, that where it could lead to. But I also see the value in things like that, where it makes your life easier. And the bigger issue I see is I don't see us stopping it. And so then the question becomes, how do we use it in a way or control it in a way that adds value but doesn't take away from our society?
Real quick on that, you're wearing an ice hat.
Yeah, you know, I hope you guys don't mind. Hope you're not offended.
No, and real quick, so on that note, I can remember basically my entire adult life being told that mass immigration was unstoppable. This is just the future, the mixture of all people. Well, obviously there's solutions, right? So I think the whole narrative that AI is just the future, it's a good way to get you to roll over and take it lying down.
Wait, hold on. I think there are controls that need to be in there. I'm just saying AI is a broad spectrum idea. Artificial intelligence on some level. I mean, that's really computing at the base level. I don't think you get rid of all of that. But I do think that we need guardrails, and we do need to know what is AI and what's not. All the videos that are out there on social media right now, it's like, my mom's bringing this stuff to me, and I'm like, Mom, that's obviously AI, but she doesn't know it.
Ben, there are a couple of things. So number one, there's new technology, Joe, that if you put a video up on the blockchain, you know if it's legit or not.
Yeah, that's true.
Find out, so we'll be more and more good at that. But which would you rather be in, Maureen and Joe? A car an Uber car that's driven by an illegal that can't speak English, or a Waymo, an AI car?
So I guess technically Uber is already AI, algorithmic immigrants. But
very nice. Well done.
I personally, even though I think that any of these algorithmic immigrants should already know how to get where they're going and not need to follow it like an ant following a pheromone trail, I would take the human 1,000%. I had a woman take me or send me on my first Waymo ride the other day. And I think the absence of the human, the absence even of someone who can't even speak to you.
Isn't it proven to be safer, though?
It doesn't, you know, a lot of safe and effective. Don't give me that. I don't care. Human life is so much more than quantification.
Yeah, but Joe, we've seen all these, once again, accidents with illegal immigrants that get CDLs that are causing death and destruction because they can't read a sign on the road. So I don't know if I'd rather be in a car that had no driver. You know, I'm in fear for my safety with someone who's an illegal immigrant behind the wheel because I don't know if they can read the sign. So I've
got an idea. I've got an idea for a solution. How about neither robots nor illegal immigrants and American workers having the privilege?
I thought Joe was going to go there because it's a kind of a straw argument because the answer is neither, right? I mean, but at some point, as society, we as society get to decide. And that's why we're here, is to compete in the arena of ideas and to say, these are the ideas we like, or these are the ideas that we don't. By the way, I hope you don't mind. This is my favorite hat. This is my favorite Christmas gift. I got this from Houston Ice this year. And if you're offended, good.
Hold on.
We're coming for you.
You want to hear from some of the folks? You want to Waymo, electric, an AI-driven car, no human being, or a human driving your taxi?
I'd rather have humans until they can prove the AI works. I'm kind of mid on AI. I think it'll do some things well. Not as good as advertised, but also not as bad as advertised. I remember you were invoking the dark future in which your surgeon asked ChatGPT for what to do. What I think is the worse that sort of thing gets, the more the culture will notice and adapt to it. I heard an example from a history teacher who assigned his students, please generate me a report using ChatGPT, and then do your own research and tell me how much it got wrong. And the students came back and said, well, now I no longer trust AI. So the worse it gets, the more people will notice and teach everyone how wrong it actually is.
Well, a question for you guys. With AI, automatic driving cars, human being driverless cars, Maureen, won't that mitigate some of the DEI and the woke measures that this country and this world wants to put in? We want to have a certain amount of immigrants. We want to have a certain amount from this minority driving, surgeons, getting into the schools. The more it goes AI, it becomes meritocracy again, does it not?
No. No.
Tell us why.
Just consider for just a
First
moment.
off,
But the question was for
me.
Maureen.
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, take it. Go ahead.
Are you mansplaining, Joe? Are you mansplaining now?
Whoa. You're going to get me hit over here. To the extent that AI allows for, look at an Uber, for instance. The only reason that driver who has no idea where he is, has no idea how to communicate with you, is because algorithms are feeding him his instructions. So I think the more that human beings turn the attention and energy towards machines, the less important the humans will be. I think we need better surgeons, not better AI. We need better drivers, better teachers, better citizens, not better AI. That's pretty firm position, though.
I have to agree with Joe, even though he was mansplaining. I do have to agree with him, though. If we need to get away from AI, but we also need to set the bar higher and not allow every, illegal that came into the country under the Biden regime to be able to get a license or, go to school on our dime and then pass and become a position that they're not qualified for. So I think that we need to get back to U.S. citizens get driver's license. U.S. citizens are able to go to college and do all of these things and get away from AI.
I've got a writer over here that wants to jump in on the conversation if we can. Young lady.
Hi, Ben. Teresa from Sandpoint, Idaho. Sandpoint, Idaho. Teresa, I want to comment on Joe's comment about AI. As a writer, it terrifies me because it's going to take away our individual voices. You cannot duplicate that, and that's what makes all of those thousands and millions of books out there valuable to someone, because they're attracted to that voice. But we're all going to blend into one sound, and when are we going to know what's real? I think someone mentioned about videos. We don't even know if that's real or not anymore, and that's frightening. So no, I'm not a fan.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, here's a glass of Lake Pondere wine to you, madam. Yeah. Sandpoint, Idaho, a fantastic place. They'll be the last to go when the cyborg revolution really
Yeah, it's a good place to hide out. It is a good place to hide out up in Sandpoint. Anyone else want to jump in on the AI
Wait, we have a good one. We have a good one.
Okay, okay.
Real quick, come on. You have a great
Don't
point.
be shy. Don't be shy.
No, what I was saying is Uber and Lyft, a lot of Americans actually use those jobs, especially after inflation. So we just have to get rid of the illegals, but a lot of Americans actually use that as their source of income that they can't afford with their one job. So I don't think taking it away is a good idea. I kind of agree with you guys on that. Just no illegals.
Yeah, it's common. I mean, it's who thinks it's a good idea to give a driver's test in 17 different languages when you have to read the sign that says do not enter or one way? You can't read it.
So Eric, I saw a video recently, and it was a driver of an 18-wheeler, and he was stopped on the side of the road. So a state trooper came up next to him and was asking him questions, and he did not know how to answer because he wasn't from the United States. He was from China. And so the state trooper went over the different road signs. The only one he knew was stop. He couldn't tell you anything else. So someone that cannot understand a road sign should not be behind the wheel. Point blank, period.
Run.
So we're about to go to commercial break. However, I know my dad talks about this, but who doesn't have home title lock? Well, you guys can go to HomeTitleLock.com, use promo code Steve, and I'll talk more about it when we come back from the commercial break.
I always hear about how we should take care of our disabled veterans. But if you're like me, most days I barely have enough time to take care of myself and my family. From getting the kids out the door and working a full-time job to making sure I don't miss a game to keeping my family fed. It takes everything I've got just to keep up. So how do I do all of this and still support disabled veterans? It's simple, DAV. While I'm taking my kids to soccer, DAV is taking veterans like Shane to his doctor's appointment. And when I need a helping hand, I'm proud to know that DAV is helping veterans like Sandy get back on her feet again. And while we're doing yard work, DAV is helping veterans like Len clean up after the storm. But all of this is only possible because of people like you and me who give our monthly support to DAV.
Please call the number on your screen right away or go to helpdav.org today and give your monthly support of only $19. When you do, we'll send you your very own DAV t-shirt as a symbol of the care you're making possible for veterans and their families now and in the years to come.
And so when I finally have a moment to relax after a long day of being a mom, I know DAV is helping veterans like Cece find her purpose again. Because with you, me, and DAV together,
we got this.
We got this. We got this.
Please call or go online to helpdav.org. Your monthly support makes all the difference in the lives of our disabled American veterans and shows your commitment to them and their families today and into their future.
Some people are worried that they won't be able to get food, whether it's because of food shortages or rising prices or, God forbid, even a disaster. But right now, check this out. This tote, it's got breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even enough for snacks for up to 4 weeks, guys. And right now, when you order one of these 4-week food survival kits, you get the second kit absolutely free. Now, you see that little square on your screen? That's called a QR code. And here's how to use it. Pick up your smartphone. Now, just open up the camera app like you're gonna take a picture. Hold it up so that the camera can see the QR code on the screen. You see that? The link popped up right there. Now go ahead, you tap that. That link's gonna take you to this deal right now. Now see, these kits can last up to 25 years. They taste great, and they ship for free. This is your food security plan. And right now, it's buy one, get one free, so that means it's double your value. But that's only if you scan the code before the deal ends. So go ahead, scan the code to buy a 1 4-week food kit, and you'll get that second one absolutely free.
War Room. Here's your host, Stephen K. Bannon.
All right. right, War Room Posse. Let's hear it for Ben Berkwam. Ben Berkwam has ventured to the border, to the Darien Gap. He is a man who has fierce courage. Now, would you like to see Ben Berkwam replaced by a robot? It would be safer. It might be, we call it Bot Berkwam.
I'll tell you what, Joe, the one thing that the competitive advantage, and people always ask me, how do you do what you do? I'd say the biggest advantage I have is authenticity. I don't think you can have a robot do that. And back to the mainstream media, the reason why so many people are leaving the fake news and coming to War Room and coming to Real America's Voice is because of the authenticity that we have. You don't get that from a robot, AI. But I am concerned that a lot of jobs, and I was out there with the Starbucks baristas that were demanding their rights, and I went up to them and I just told them, I was like, so you realize you're just asking for your job to be replaced by a robot. It is concerning. And you got all these people that don't even know what they're asking for. The McDonald's worker who says, I want $15 an hour. And you go into the McDonald's and now it's all kiosks. Well, you got what you wanted, and now it's a robot.
True.
To answer your question, I don't think a robot could replace me.
Boom.
Yeah.
Ben Berkwam first.
Mic drop.
So, Maureen, I've got this issue. Pretty much my entire personality has been digitized at this point. Steve hired me, turned me into a robot. All of my information's out there. My social security number is digitized. If I had a home, my title would be digitized. What am I going to do in a world like this?
So if you're a homeowner, you need to listen to this. In today's AI and cyber world, scammers are stealing home titles with more ease than ever. And your equity is the target. So go to HomeTitleLock.com and use promo code Steve, and you get a 14-day trial. Go to HomeTitleLock.com, promo code Steve for your 14-day trial.
Boom. So, Ben Berkwam, you got a question from the audience.
I just wanted to introduce somebody. For those of you that watch War Room or any of the work we've done, this is a little badge of honor. So I've got a sheriff's sergeant from California. She used to not be able to say anything, but she was there when I got arrested for jumping the wall at Gavin Newsom's mansion in California, along with Laura Loomer, to demand sanctuary. And I walk in there and she's like, what are you doing here? But Star, I just want to ask you, now that you can say something, how bad is it in California? And what's your prayer for 2026 going out of this?
Well, it is bad from California. And so since then, I retired and I promptly moved. And I moved to Free Florida. So very happy with that. But I really hope that I really just want people to wake up. And that's why, I listened to Ben. I had already been following him. But just wake up and stop being the sheeple that they tend to be. And to just pay attention. And, of course, being from law enforcement, I've got my head on the swivel all the time. And I'm very aware of my surroundings, what have you. But the general populace is not. And they just follow and go along to get along. So.
Any recommendations real quick to people that are here? Well, a couple things that you should be doing anywhere you go in this age of jihad and radical leftist terrorism?
Well, you got to have a plan. You got to talk about your plan with your family and your friends. Know who your people are. Get your go bag. And whether you're going to bug in or bug out, you got to know where to go, and make sure your communication is good. Make sure you have all the tools. Water, we can survive without food, but we need our water. And just, continue to pray that the Lord will protect us in whatever happens throughout this country, and support each other.
On behalf of the War Room and Real America's Voice News, to all the sheriffs out there, law enforcement, ICE, Border Patrol, everyone who swears that oath and upholds that oath, God bless you. We stand with you.
Woo! If you want. Yeah? We have a couple young people here who are going to weigh in on the AI debate. Let's start with Dominic.
Hi, guys. It's an honor to be here. I just want to say with the AI situation, I do believe that it can be used in the positive context for our country, manufacturing. It can create jobs, but at the same time, we have to make sure that our AI development is focused in America, and we can't have it outsourced to countries like China and Russia and have those exploited. But at the same time, we need to be careful that it cannot get out of control in certain industries and to the point where it can become dangerous and make life-threatening decisions. For example, if someone wants to say, how do we, just for example, just out there, how do we tackle the climate problem or whatever? And AI could say, well, the human race is the problem. And then it could go after the entire human race. So my thing is that we need to understand also that AI does not take over the human mind and its conscience. Because at the end of the day, we're the ones that are sound to each other. And AI really doesn't have any connection to the human mind.
All right.
And if I could just say, that's very, very well said, very well spoken, and very important perspective, because it's your problem a lot more than it is mine, right? You're the one facing that future.
And here's Maria.
I'm more neutral to the not really problem of AI, but if we don't come to a conclusion that this is not really therapeutic problem to solve, but we need to come together and find out what's going on with the inside program, because we don't know what we are signing up originally.
This is a great point. We don't know who. I know it's simulation, right? So the AI bots get their, they understand human emotion by simulation, billions upon billions of simulations. They'll look at pictures, they'll look at text, they'll see patterns in speech, and they'll understand the emotion that way. But garbage in, garbage out, right? You got to be careful who's teaching it, who's feeding what simulations to the AI bots. Very quickly, these guys want to be on camera. I'm sorry, we'll go real quick. What's your name?
Fletch.
What's your name?
Bryce.
Where you guys from?
California. San Diego.
All right, guys, you're on TV. That's cool, right? Back to you guys.
What are you guys looking forward to here at AmFest?
Seeing Tucker Carlson. Yeah, Tucker Carlson.
You guys are Tucker fans. Yeah, all right. All right, back to you guys.
So, Joe, I can't ever keep up with you. Where have you been recently, and what have you been doing?
Well, my last major stop was in San Francisco. I attended a death cult ritual with former and even current transhumanists who are worried that AI will kill everyone. And so they had a solstice celebration. They're so defiant against God and nature, they celebrated the solstice a week before the actual solstice. So the death cult ritual was quite interesting, quite moving. A lot of people sad about AI killing everyone. It got so sad at a certain point, I wished that AI would just come and kill me right then. Before that, I was in St. Louis with the Tradcaths, discussing technology, discussing AI. But, you know, about 6 months ago or so, a little bit less, I was here in the Phoenix area. You guys are familiar with Scottsdale. Some of you locals are familiar with Scottsdale. Have you ever been up to the Alcor Life Extension facilities? Anyone? It's a pretty neat little side stop on a quest towards the mountains. So Alcor Life Extension is just north of here. And what they do, right now they have 252 human bodies that are frozen in suspended animation. And the idea is that once technology, and especially AI, has come to the point that you can reanimate someone, they will then be pulled from their containers, reanimated, and will shamble the earth like oozing zombies. Sort of like you take a blueberry that's been frozen and you bring it back to life. So it was actually quite interesting, though. When I started talking about transhumanism, the president was very clear. Sir, this is not about transhumanism. This is about science. And it validated a prediction that I had. Even when we first started talking about transhumanism on the War Room 4.5 years ago, I said it was already an out-of-fashion term. In the future, we won't call it transhumanism. We'll just call it science and technology. But anyway, anyone who's worried about death and anyone who would like to be reanimated, Alcor Life Extension, just promo code JoeBot. Promo code Steve Bannon War Room, right?
You had me at oozing.
Who loves the War Room here? Whoa. Leland, very quick.
Yeah, hi, it's Leland from South Louisiana. I got to ask you, Maureen, do you have a middle name, point of personal order?
I do have a middle name. It's Maureen Elizabeth.
So instead of SKB, it's
MEB.
MBB.
MEB.
MBB, that sounds good. So I see you got bowling walking the floor. Even SKB can't get that done.
I love Steve. Steve Bannon is my true North MAGA. You know that, right? Yeah, mine too. Back to you guys.
Ben.
Yeah. So, by the way, you had me, Joe, at oozing flesh. That's just your description.
Every time
that was not AI, was it? That you came up with that yourself?
I told
everything is channeled through the.
I told Joe this earlier that every time he is on War Room, he scares the audience half to death.
Yeah, you should be
all
you
the
should
live
be
chat. You're scaring the entire audience. But you guys all need to hear what Joe has to say.
You should be a fiction. Well, I guess it would be a nonfiction horror writer.
You know, maybe you could call me a futurist. A futurist is basically a science fiction writer that has fancy graphs.
Okay. All right, I want to jump and bring in another California native over here. Redlands, California. Greg, what's your question?
I don't think that any of you are considering this dynamically. Not just what AI can do today, but a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, what can and can't it do? So when you said earlier, Ben, they can't replace me, want to bet? Ooh. And when AI, you already have AI girlfriends that are developing emotional.
I don't.
Well, they exist. They develop emotional attachments. So now let's expand that for 10 years. But, well, the question is this. Elon Musk said recently that within 20 years, work will be optional. If you want to, like a hobby, like gardening, if you want to work, fine, but you won't have to. So what does a society look like where no one has to work? And I think the answer is not very good.
Yeah, it's terrifying, Joe.
I think it's pretty clear. And by the way, good on you, sir, for your critical thinking. It's going to serve you well and everyone in the next generation. Yeah, Elon Musk talks about artificial superintelligence as the future god over all of the human race. He talks about when AI has surpassed human intelligence, there will be only one entity in charge, and that will be a digital entity. He says that in order to keep pace, we'll need to have Neuralink brain implants or some other kind of implant. And of course, he says that all work ultimately will be done by robots. Meaning, as you say, human beings have zero economic value. The masses of humanity under those conditions would have zero economic value, meaning you have zero negotiating power, meaning you're either going to be a pet or you're going to be biofuel. And but I'm not convinced that that's the future we're looking forward to. I think it's something quite worse. I think that waves of propaganda are going out saying that robots will do all the work in the future. All the intellectual work will be done by artificial intelligence. I don't think that's going to happen, but what I do think is they are demoralizing an entire generation that is growing up thinking that robots are basically going to be their babysitters or that they're going to be babysitting robots. I think reality is going to have a lot more harsh conditions than we're being told, and I don't think they're being prepared for those harsh conditions.
Yeah, we got another one over here. Come over here. Got to be in the camera, though.
I know this one.
Hey, Joe. How you doing? So you're describing a future where people have no autonomy, no will. What do they think they're going to do with all these people that have been disenfranchised with no motivation to create or do or be? There are going to be a lot of frustrated people, and that could either have a possibility to encourage people to be excellent, but it's also going to cause a lot of people to be very angry and frustrated. So what do they think they're going to do with all of us? Have you heard any comments from the sociopathic overlords on that point?
Well, in the 20 seconds we have left, I just want to put a term out there for you, art-elect war.
Hold your answer until we come back from the commercial break, Joe. But between now and then, go to birchgold.com, use promo code Bannon, and I'll tell you more about it when we come back from the commercial break.
Hi there, I'm Dean Heskin, President and CEO of Swiss America. With trillions of dollars vanishing from the stock portfolios of retiring Americans, many hardworking people I speak with are concerned about the holdings in their IRAs. But I have good news for you. Our team at Swiss America can show you how easy it is to own gold in your IRA. You see, even with economic turmoil all around us, gold continues to not only be a safe haven, but is also increasing to all-time highs. The volatility of markets has created a lot of undue stress for people. Wouldn't you like that peace of mind that diversifying into metals can provide? For over 40 years, Swiss America has helped people just like you own precious metals in your IRAs, so don't miss this opportunity. Call or text our team at the number on your screen to receive a free copy of our Gold IRA brochure today.
I'd like to say this is the first time, but there have been others.
How many?
Who can keep track?
You think this is a joke?
Darling, we need answers, and you're gonna give them to us.
Tell us again.
My car broke down. I brought it here.
I got stuck paying an expensive repair bill.
So it's true.
How much, darling?
$2,300. But
$2,300.
Well, what was I supposed to do? My transmission was shot.
You pick up your phone and you call CarShield before the car breaks down.
Plans through CarShield cover up to 5,000 parts and systems in your car.
That's right. A plan through CarShield could save you on some criminally high auto repairs, especially if your car is out of warranty. So, call CarShield, America's #1 auto protection company, before a breakdown and save yourself from getting stuck in car repair jail.
Let me guess. You hate saving money.
Who hates saving money?
Apparently you do.
All you had to do was call CarShield. And you could have protected yourself against expensive repairs.
Yeah, and then my price will go up the minute I file a claim.
Shut up! CarShield has the price locked in.
For as long as you cover your car.
I guess I should have called CarShield?
It's about time you said something that made sense.
Now you know what you need to do next time.
Bet he'll call CarShield now.
So can I go? Or...
CarShield has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau and was voted America's most trusted auto protection company. Don't get handcuffed paying expensive auto repairs. Call now and get the CarShield guarantee. Your price will never go up and your coverage will never go down as long as you cover your car. In just minutes, you could have a plan that covers up to 5,000 parts and systems in your car. Don't wait until it's too late. Get CarShield's best coverage yet. Call 800-491-4896.
War Room. Here's your host, Stephen K. Bannon.
Welcome back, War Room Posse. Mo, if you would just let me cry on your shoulder for a minute. I have a real problem with spending money. I have an even bigger problem saving money. And if I do save money, I never know, do I put it into Bitcoin? Do I put it into stocks? Where do I put this meager amount of money I even have?
I think you should put it into gold, and you can go to birchgold.com, promo code Bannon, or text Bannon to 989898. And now through December 22nd, for every $5,000 you spend on gold, you get an ounce of silver. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Philip Patrick will be here on set tomorrow. So come back tomorrow morning. You'll get to see Philip Patrick in person, live here at War Room.
And Ben Berkwam, we have, if you could restate the question.
Yeah, great question. And this is the big concern.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I just wanted to know if our sociopathic overlords have stipulated what they're going to do with all the billions of franchised people who are no longer economically viable, allowed to be creative, allowed to contribute in any way, shape, or form because they've been replaced. It seems to me that that might have a lot of unintended consequences, including possibly uniting everyone. So have they spoken to that?
Yeah, Ben, could you just restate that? I'm having a very hard time.
So what are they going to do with all of us peons when we have no purpose anymore? The overlords over AI.
Yeah, I mean, you would be...
Did I get that right? Okay.
You would either be the source of training data, or you would be a pet, or you would be biofuel. If you have a society in which people are just allowed to breed with no use whatsoever, and the machine is feeding them endless amounts of Soylent smoothie, at some point or another, the people who run the system are going to think, well, why are we keeping them alive? Maybe this generation, maybe the next, maybe the next. I think to the extent anyone has convinced you that living on universal basic income in your pod with your Soylent smoothie and virtual reality is any kind of future, you're already cooked. And I know you are not. But I think that the plan, by and large, is to spin people on this utopian dream. And ultimately, I don't think it'll come to realization. It's going to be a real big problem.
Yeah, it is. You know, one of the things, you look at all the people on welfare that expect that check every month from government, and then when it doesn't come, the immediate violence that we see. I mean, we saw that with SNAP. All these people that are just dependent on the government, and then they say, oh, if you don't give it to me, I'm going to go rob you. I mean, we're heading towards some dangerous, scary times. I don't see that as a positive potential future for this nation in any way. But
well,
scary.
Enough of us will make it. Enough of us will make it by land. Work the.
But think about how important technology has been. We're removing kinetic warfare. We're using drone strikes instead of human beings. These are wonderful developments, which wouldn't happen without high-level technology.
It's a tough one because, yes, it does save American lives for now, but as other nations also develop them, as you have more and more technology transfer, it doesn't take a really vivid imagination to see where this all goes. Fully autonomous weapon systems with people in charge of them with very little ethical reasoning. Nightmare world.
Joe, I know you have to bounce, so can you give everyone your coordinates where they can find you?
Well, I am right now heading over to the Rumble stage to answer even more difficult questions, and I'm also simultaneously jumping into the time machine / teleporter, and we'll be doing War Room tonight at 6 p.m. War Room Battleground, Cyborg Theocracy, Visions of an All-Powerful Machine. Stay tuned.
You're AI.
Or stay
Dude,
tuned
you're
over
AI.
here.
Joe's got an AI robot. He's got a robot. He's got a double.
And I believe we have Mike Lindell. Mike, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. I wish I was with you all. I'm busy back here running for governor of Minnesota now.
Oh, Mike Lindell saying he's running for governor. Mike Lindell running for governor of Minnesota now.
I think Minnesota's in good hands with Mike Lindell as governor. That's just my theory.
Mike, tampons in the men's room in Minnesota under Governor Mike Lindell, yes or no?
Absolutely not. You guys go to MikeLindellGov.com and you'll see what we're really going to do to Minnesota, and it's going to be amazing. But I wanted to get on here too and give you guys the last day for the Christmas specials here. You guys at the promo code War Room, MyPillow.com /War Room. But here's the 5 Christmas specials that we put all our flagship products on sale. There they are, the Giza Dream Sheets. You got the 6-piece towel sets, $39.98, slippers, $39.98. All these are the best Christmas gifts ever, you guys. And you guys have supported MyPillow through the whole year, so we're giving back. I mean, with all these specials. Go to MyPillow.com /War Room. You guys see the crosses. There are just a few of them left allotted for Christmas. And then you have all the towels and the blankets that came in. It's 5 different kinds of blankets, all on sale. We have over 250 products. Do all your shopping right now, promo code War Room. And then you guys see we also have all kitchen products. And then we have the 5, the Bible pillows, 5 of those. You get 5 of them for $29.98. That's less than $6 a gift. Promo code War Room. And if you guys call 1-800-873-1062. I'm going to take some of your calls myself. And once again, promo code War Room, 800-873-1062. And I wish I could be out there with all of you out there at AmFest, but we are out there with Lindell TV. And just know that I'm back here. We're going to make Minnesota great again. Trust me. This is, we're in it. I'm all in. So.
Thank you, Mike, and we'll see you tomorrow. Eric.
Hey, folks, support the folks that support these shows, because that's why we can do it. Support Rav, support Steve Bannon's War Room, Maureen, support Mike Lindell, support Birch Gold. These folks are really, they go a long way. They go a long way to make sure we can bring this information to you. Real information, not what you're getting in the left stream media.
Eric, in the last minute or so, what are you looking forward to here at AmFest this weekend?
I'm loving this. Just walking around this crowd is really inspiring. Young people want to talk about conservative values again. It's amazing. And that's an honor to Charlie Kirk, to his legacy, to everything Turning Point USA has been doing. And really, folks, Rav putting this stage up here means a lot, and Steve and everyone coming out here as well means a lot.
I agree with you, and it is a bittersweet AmFest because Charlie's not here, but I think that he would be. I know he's smiling up in heaven, seeing everyone here, and that everyone is not staying silent, that they're continuing to fight. So from here, I know main stage is starting very shortly, if they haven't already started already, but we're tossing to Just the News. So stick around on Rav to Just the News with John Solomon, or go over to Rumble or Getter to Bannon's War Room for our 6 p.m. show, which Joe Allen will be the host of. So he'll scare you guys with some more AI. And come back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
With riots and violent looting going on all over the country, I don't feel safe leaving the house without this banana. Normally, I would be worried about this creepy guy, but I've got my banana with me. That same car has been sitting outside my house for a while now. Better keep this banana by the door.
Sounds ridiculous, right? Now imagine this banana was capable of incapacitating an attacker from over 60 feet.
At Berna, we don't sell bananas. Go to Berna.com to learn more.
Some people are worried that they won't be able to get food, whether it's because of food shortages or rising prices or, God forbid, even a disaster. But right now, check this out. This tote, it's got breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even enough for snacks for up to 4 weeks, guys. And right now, when you order one of these 4-week food survival kits, you get the second kit absolutely free. Now, you see that little square on your screen? That's called a QR code. And here's how to use it. Pick up your smartphone. Now, just open up the camera app like you're gonna take a picture. Hold it up so that the camera can see the QR code on the screen. You see that? The link popped up right there. Now go ahead, you tap that. That link's gonna take you to this deal right now. Now see, these kits can last up to 25 years. They taste great, and they ship for free. This is your food security plan. And right now, it's buy one, get one free, so that means it's double your value. But that's only if you scan the code before the deal ends. So go ahead, scan the code to buy a 1 4-week food kit, and you'll get that second one absolutely free.
President Trump delivered on his promises, but we can't get complacent. None of our America First agenda will be secure until we build the Red Wall. Turning Point PAC is building the Red Wall in Arizona, Nevada, and New Hampshire, key battleground states where conservatives outnumber Democrats. We're funding door knockers who will win the next elections in 2026, 2028, and beyond. Today, we're asking for your immediate support. Donate at tprab.com or scan the QR code now to fund our field.
Hello, America, and happy Thursday. Welcome to the latest edition of Just the News, No Noise. I'm your host, John Solomon, reporting to you, as always, from Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, where today there was a significant amount of accountability in the criminal space. Just a little while ago, the Justice Department announced that the leader of the Tren de Agua drug cartel has been indicted on federal charges in Manhattan, in New York, the biggest strike against Tren de Agua to date, going right for the head of that organization. We got a lot more coverage of that over at Just the News. Meanwhile, growing intrigue between the two recent shootings on two well-known college campuses, MIT and Brown. Today, multiple reports that police are looking at those as being connected and that they've identified a potential suspect. They actually have an arrest warrant they're preparing to issue for a single suspect. We'll see what that is as the day goes on, but I'm hearing a lot of chatter about that, including even possible links to Iran or to terrorism. We don't have anything confirmed yet, but we'll be keeping a close eye on that. Meanwhile, the president gave his big speech last night. You saw it here on Real America's Voice. We had a fun 4-hour block of coverage last night. Today, exactly what the president promised, an improving economy. It showed up in the new inflation report. I want to turn to my extraordinary colleague, Amanda Head. Amanda, I think the president just proved something that all the economists said was impossible. You could do tariffs, you could cut interest rates, and you could still keep inflation in check. He proved it. The economists are wrong. He was right.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've got a story coming out tomorrow that I'm labeling the economic hat trick because a lot of folks say that you can't do. I know. So actually, I was referring it to soccer, so I used a picture of President Trump with the FIFA guy.
There you go.
And I think President Trump will like that. But yeah, it's interesting because you've got, we had 3.0% inflation in September, and now it's at 2.7. And people say, okay, well, what happened in October? Well, October, if you all remember, there were disruptions in data because of the government shutdown. But core inflation was even lower at 2.6%. And as you said, you have so many economists, folks who are even supportive of President Trump on a plethora of issues, who said, conventionally speaking, you can't have those two things, the interest rate cuts and also the tariffs, and somehow come out with cooling inflation. These people don't think outside of the box like President Trump does. President Trump had these creative means of getting there, and he's proven a lot of them wrong.
It's been kind of fun to watch, like an Art Laffer or Steve Morgan now, which they were wrong in this, and they're really excited about what the tariffs have done now. But I think people got a impassioned sounding from President Trump last night. It was a fun speech. very intense. He wants people to know he's not going to stop until he solves this problem. And then right away, the data comes out and kind of shows the sort of progress he was promising. Another place that we got a lot of progress in the war on terror. We are knocking off terrorists around the world quicker and faster than any time since I've been a journalist. And at the top of the show today, we got a chance to speak to the man in the White House who advises the president. He's the senior director for counterterrorism. He's a good friend. You know who he is. Take a look at our conversation. All right, joining us now, a man who's been on the front lines of fighting terror and hatred all across this world. He's helped the president eliminate more than 370 terrorists from the face of the planet since January 20th. And he has the very latest on the threats facing America as we head into the end of this year. He's the president's counterterrorism chief advisor inside the White House, and he's our good friend, Seb Gorka. Seb, good to have you on the show.
Mr. Solomon, I would never accuse you of fake news. So let me couch it as a breaking update exclusive for you and your team. As of this morning, we are, as of this morning, at 449 jihadis who have been terminated since the president was sworn back in again. That is excluding the Houthi campaign, excluding the cartel drug boats. So breaking news on your show, 449 jihadis vaporized.
I love it. It's incredible. I mean, you were just on a month ago. It was like 7-11. You're just making huge progress. We are getting these guys every day. I think people are waking up to the notion that ISIS has been behind a lot of mischief in the last few months. You've got them on the radar. You're knocking them out every day. But they kind of reconstituted themselves during the Biden years. And ISIS got a little bit more juice under Joe Biden.
Sadly so. When we came in, as you well recall, in the first Trump administration, the president inherited this philosophy. Obama actually said publicly, ISIS is just a generational threat you have to live with. Well, we said, no, we're not putting up with U.S. nationals being beheaded, Jordanian fighter pilots being burnt alive, Yazidi women being raped by the score. And so the president declared war on the ISIS caliphate, and within a matter of weeks, the physical caliphate that had been established by the jihadi threat group in Syria and Iraq was gone. However, there are always survivors. There are new recruits. Where did they go under the Biden administration when counterterrorism was in fact used to target Americans, as you well know, whether it is Catholics in Richmond, Virginia going to Latin Mass, whether it was parents at school board meetings who didn't want their children to have to wear masks. Those were deemed to be domestic terrorists. And instead of looking at the real threat of ISIS, they targeted Americans. As a result, a breathing space was afforded jihadis, and they reconstituted themselves, especially in Africa. That is why we are sadly seeing the tragedy, the targeting of Christians, of Catholic schoolgirls in Africa at this time, and that's why the president has made the statements he's made about what we are going to do to ISIS in Africa as well. So very simply put, the bumper sticker is, we are back in the business of counterterrorism, and real counterterrorism, not politically perverted counterterrorism.
That's good news.
It's a good business to be back in. Seb, I want to ask you about this attack on our forces in Syria. The official line, and look, I know we three take everything coming out of that region with a grain of salt, but the official line is that al-Shura is very upset about it, that this happened in an area that's not fully controlled by Syria, and that al-Shura and his forces are fighting alongside U.S. forces against this. Is all of that true? Can we trust that?
So this is very, very problematic for the regime itself. So yes, this is not what the regime in Damascus wanted to happen. I can't divulge what was shared with me today, but they are, how shall I say this, rapidly looking at how they diminish the threat from a similar occurrence happening again. So whatever we think of the individual, he was in the Oval Office recently. He is the head of that interim administration that has been recognized by many countries. And as such, this attack against our forces, taking the lives of those National Guardsmen and that U.S. citizen interpreter, is a tragedy for us, for Americans, but also it is a significant issue for the new administration in Damascus. Let me just leave it at that.
Yeah, you can read between the lines. Pretty good on that one, Seb. I think we could also read in between the lines. The president added Syria to the list of countries that we don't want to take anyone in from right now, blocking their visas. That would suggest that we see a continuing threat from that populace, and maybe the ISIS embeds in that populace. Is that a fair way of reading the president's actions yesterday?
Yeah, so it's not just about Syria, it's any nation that doesn't have the capacity to vet or guarantee to us that the citizens who are applying to come to America, or those who are coming in as, wannabe asylum seekers or refugees, sorry, we cannot vet whether they are a threat. Therefore, there is a moratorium. This is, you've got a memory. This is exactly as happened 8 years ago with the travel moratorium at the beginning of the first Trump administration, which was based on an Obama White House threat assessment, that there were numerous countries who could not tell us whether the citizens they were sending here were bad malefactors, terrorists, or criminals. So we're just not going to risk it. We have one priority here. We believe in the sanctity and the sovereignty of our nation and the protection of our citizens. So that's why the president is exercising his full authority as the commander-in-chief to stop those people coming here until we know who every single one of them is and whether they pose a threat.
That makes sense.
Seb, and that is a huge way in solving this crisis. But in fiscal year 2024 alone, I think over 11,000 Syrian refugees were admitted into this country under Biden's administration. You mentioned the 449 terrorists who have been, what was the euphemism, terminated. Any of those stateside, and are you worried about those who came here under the Biden administration?
Well, sadly, as we saw with the attack against the two National Guards troops that literally occurred 3 blocks from where I'm standing, the collapse of Kabul under Biden led to a exploitation of U.S. sovereignty by the regime and by bad actors. Again, I'm not ducking the question, but I was in a very high-level meeting yesterday on the topic of how we make sure that the screening that didn't occur then is effectuated now. A lot of these people fought with us shoulder to shoulder. They bled for us. Some of them lost limbs fighting with our forces in Afghanistan and elsewhere. But if these individuals who were clinging to the planes, who got into those aircraft during that horrendous fall of Kabul, if some of those people were let in without being properly screened by the last administration, we will identify them, and following U.S. law, we will take the requisite action to make sure that they do not pose a threat to anyone here in America.
From the early work that you're doing, Seb, do you have some degree of confidence that some people did slip through? I think the ODNI said at least 2,000 in the Afghan sphere alone. I assume that multiplies when you look at other places where people came across the border. Any sense of that, the size and number we might be looking at for potential removal from this country?
So right now, the people who have those answers, so I have the luxury of dealing, so I think Air Force, I think a Marine One is about to land. The people who have the figures, the Homeland Security Advisor, Secretary Noem. I have the luxury of dealing with the external threat, but I'll just leave you with this. If you're a bad guy, whether you're Al-Qaeda, ISIS, or the cartels, and you know the border is open, what are you going to do. So the threat is real, but we have the A-team, from Tom Homan to Secretary Noem to Stephen Miller. We have the A-team dealing with it right now.
Our country is very grateful, too, that you're in charge of all those external threats, because fighting them and defeating them in their homeland is much better than having to deal with them here. Seb Gorka, it's always a great honor to have you on the show today. Thanks for joining us.
God bless you guys, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, my friend. Wow, what a great interview. Amazing numbers, Amanda. 440. It was 100 in a month.
Huh? And I like to hear these meetings that are taking place and the intel out of the conversations with
make the homeland safe. Yeah, and deal with Syria. That was a big hit. All right, folks, we got a lot more ahead, but first, a commercial break. Hey, folks, I want to take a moment and talk about something big that's unfolding quietly. 3 billionaire investors, 4 major banks, 1 respected economist. They all just made the same call. Gold could be heading dramatically higher. Goldman Sachs says 20%. JP Morgan says 25%. Ray Dalio, Jeffrey Gundlach, even the central banks are buying record amounts of gold. But here's the bombshell. One economist says that the government may deliberately raise gold's official price to help pay off the debt. That's not a market forecast. That's a policy. American Alternative Assets just released a free report called The Surprising Case for $10,000 Gold. $10,000 an ounce. Think about that. It reveals the signals, the forecasts, and what smart investors are doing now before the big move. Call 855-GOLD-340 or visit my site, johnlikesgold.com, to get your free copy. That's 855-GOLD-340 or johnlikesgold.com. Don't wait for the headlines. The window's open now.
Some people are worried that they won't be able to get food, whether it's because of food shortages or rising prices or, God forbid, even a disaster. But right now, check this out. This tote, it's got breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even enough for snacks for up to 4 weeks, guys. And right now, when you order one of these 4-week food survival kits, you get the second kit absolutely free. Now, you see that little square on your screen? That's called a QR code. And here's how to use it. Pick up your smartphone. Now, just open up the camera app like you're going to take a picture. Hold it up so that the camera can see the QR code on the screen. You see that? The link popped up right there. Now go ahead, you tap that. That link's gonna take you to this deal right now. Now see, these kits can last up to 25 years. They taste great, and they ship for free. This is your food security plan. And right now, it's buy one, get one free. So that means it's double your value. But that's only if you scan the code before the deal ends. So go ahead, scan the code to buy a 1 4-week food kit, and you'll get that second one absolutely free.
America's in a fight for her soul. Our freedoms are under attack. Our values are being torn down. And the same corrupt elites who built this mess think they can silence us. The patriots who still believe in this country. Not a chance. Here at Real America's Voice, we're standing shoulder to shoulder with AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, a movement that says we will not be silenced.
There is no force on earth that can stop us from saving our country.
The voice of millions of patriots who refuse to kneel to tyranny. This is the movement of fighters, men and women who still believe in God, family, and the American dream. The conservative alternative to AARP.
Real rights, they come from God.
If you're ready to stand up and join the fight, go to amac.us/RAV right now. That's amac.us/RAV, because this isn't just about politics. It's about saving America. Faith, freedom, America first. AMAC and Real America's Voice, united for the Republic.
Welcome back, everybody. Newly revealed emails and memos are raising some serious questions about the FBI's raid on Mar-a-Lago. According to the documents, agents themselves doubted that there was enough probable cause, and yet the search, of course, as everyone knows, moved forward anyway. It's the latest example fueling concerns that federal law enforcement was driven more by politics than by the law, and it's reigniting calls for accountability at the highest level. So joining us now to talk about that and much more, former FBI agent as well as former Navy SEAL and Air Marshal. He does a lot. Jonathan Gilliam. Jonathan, great to have you here. Merry Christmas.
Good to be with you. I get bored easy, so, you know, that's how that goes.
Clearly you don't sit well. All right, so talk to us. You spent years around that storied building, the Hoover building, and you see this coming out of the FBI. Does it surprise you? And did you see this happening when you were there, where you would have agents who firmly believed that there was not a predicate for something, and yet it got shoved forward anyway?
Well, you know, the last time I think John and I spoke, we were going over some other stuff that was released, and it's the same cast of characters every time. I mean, you look into this, the same people in all of these circumstances are handling everything Trump. And when they're handling it, it's not like it would typically be where you let the evidence lead you. It's these people leading the investigation towards things that appear to be evidence, so that they can use that to get warrants and then go after and then build the case, not let the evidence build the case. And so that's what we see here once again. And except in this case, it was steering things away from the Clinton Foundation and the Clintons, which actually leads to evidence that these people, before we had a tremendous amount of evidence that they were trying to create evidence and falsify evidence to go after Trump. Now we see that they're trying to stop investigations and get rid of real evidence for the purpose of protecting the Clintons. And I think that validates any type of, if they wanted to bring a case against these people now, this goes far beyond any statute of limitations that may have been there for other minor things that they did. But I think this really does lead to bigger charges, such as conspiracy to overthrow an election. I would say potentially treason, if you could put that in there, but definitely sedition. I mean, this is a group of people. This is very important for this. This is a group of people that continue to come up in one case of building cases against Trump, falsifying information, but now it shows that the same people were conspiring to do a second crime, overall crime, or second conspiracy to protect the political candidate that they agree with. I mean, honestly, if this was a mafia case and we had this clear cut of an example of a group of people committing 2 or more crimes for the furtherance of their political group or their enterprise, this would be a slam dunk case for any U.S. attorney. So I think this is something that they should look at, because as I went through that was a tremendously long article. That was almost like a book. And it read over several years. You see that this wasn't a couple of people making one bad decision. This is years of individuals working their way up and getting together, or being pulled up and put together so that they could conspire to stop one individual from becoming president and push the other person forward.
Yeah. Jonathan, you hit exactly where last night Harmeet Dillon, the Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights, said on the show. She said, I'm looking at this as a conspiracy over multiple years to infringe the civil liberties of President Trump and his followers. That's the first time we've ever heard a Justice Department official say that on the record. They're treating the FBI, the Justice Department, some of these state prosecutors as a criminal conspiracy, like a mob, like a drug thing. You really think that there's enough evidence there to make such a case now, from what you've seen?
From what I've seen, because when it was just President Trump, they could always lie and say that they believe this evidence was there. When they went and for instance, and they went to Mar-a-Lago, the question of whether or not President Trump was able to declassify things, because he was the ultimate declassifier, whether or not that information could be taken out of the White House, and what that information was. So they can make things appear, especially in the court of public opinion, that they had the right to do that. Even though, as we start to dig and see that the falsification of the dossier, for instance, the Russian dossier, all of these things were shown not to be true, but somehow we're allowed to go through the vetting system and the FISA system, which everything that goes through there, as you know, has to be scrubbed completely before you spy on American citizens to show that they're guilty. It's not a probable cause at that point. You have to show proof that they are actually doing these things so that you can go forward. And none of that was done as far as we could see. Okay, so that was one side of it. But now that we have this other portion where it's showing that they are actually protecting somebody who was an opponent of President Trump, I think that shows clear intent where the divide was. Hammer this individual, save this individual. And the things that they did for each one of those were criminal in nature. And because when you look at justice, we don't manufacture evidence and we don't close cases in order to protect people. So I think there's plenty of evidence here if we get the right investigators to go forward and do that. And that's kind of been the problem all along.
It's going to happen in Florida. I've been able to confirm that January 2nd, a Florida grand jury will be impaneled, and it will begin work the week of January 5th, looking at this period. IRS, Russia collusion, Hunter Biden, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump raid at Mar-a-Lago as one ongoing conspiracy. That's going to be pretty interesting. Amanda, I know you got a follow-up you want to ask.
Yeah, Jonathan, I want to stay with I guess with the mob analogy, because as you see with the mob in Philly or New York or Chicago, wherever, you always have that support staff. And I have no doubt that other than the big fish, the big names that we have mentioned, the Rays of the world, the Comeys of the world, they had support staff as well. And I guarantee you they are still at the FBI. What do you do about those folks? Will they be found out? And what should be the repercussions for them?
So I've said this on this show and numerous shows before. I think the president needs a justice czar. Just like he has Tom Homan for the border, I think that he needs a justice czar. And this justice czar should be looking at all of these agencies, because this is where it really starts. Look at all the agencies and look for when they started to change and degrade and start to do things on a political, ideological basis, and start to put together what is unique about one agency versus the other, and then start going in and looking at who was doing those particular things. Now, that builds a base of who the low-hanging fruit may have been that allowed these things to occur. And as you work your way up, you look at the people at the top. Not all of the SESers, that's a senior executive service, not all the SESers are bad, but many of them are swarmy. They're like any secret group, because that's basically what they kind of work at, is they are a group of people that can go from, they can be transferred to, or used in another agency as a deputy director, for instance, or as a political appointee. But in the FBI in particular, these SESers that work their way up and get to a status, they will then handpick people to carry out these things, the Peter Strzok's, the Lisa Pages, and the people that are supervisory or agents that agree with them politically. And it would not be hard, I don't believe, it would not be hard to find these people, because they had to be in the vicinity of these investigations when they were occurring, if you want to call them investigations. And so I don't, it would be, exactly. But also, these are the people that you flip. Because if they're still in the agency and they're not a senior executive and they're facing jail time, well, that's a person that you flip for a source. And I think this should be worked not like Horowitz worked it, for information purposes only. And that's the problem with these individuals that come in and look at these things. They're usually political in nature, or the special counsel people, or the Congress. When they look at things, it's usually information only. We need real investigators under a justice czar to look at these people and criminally investigate and charge them.
Justice czar. I love it. Yeah, exactly. Jonathan Gilliam, thanks so much for being with us tonight. We'll have you back on again very soon.
With riots and violent looting going on all over the country, I don't feel safe leaving the house without this banana. Normally, I would be worried about this creepy guy, but I've got my banana with me. That same car has been sitting outside my house for a while now. Better keep this banana by the door.
Sounds ridiculous, right? Now imagine this banana was capable of incapacitating an attacker from over 60 feet.
At Berna, we don't sell bananas. Go to Berna.com to learn more.
It's time to stand up and save with InstaSeal by Bell & Howell, the world's first vertical vacuum sealing system designed to save you money. InstaSeal removes the air completely, extending freshness up to 6 times longer. Now that's saving. Get the complete InstaSeal system. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-308-6802. That's 1-800-308-6802, or order online at buyinstaseal.com.
Welcome back, America. Earlier today, you saw this breaking news headline. It was one of the most popular stories of the day on Just the News. President Trump's media and technology group merging with, get a load of this, a nuclear fusion company. So this is a company that started as social media, then it moved into crypto, it moved into the predictions markets, and now moving into the future of energy, it is actually merging with a company in that space. And we have an exclusive interview to give you all the details. He's the chairman and CEO of Trump Media and Technology Group. He's also the chairman of the President's Intelligence Advisory Board. And I proudly say he's the man who unraveled the Russia collusion delusion, former Congressman and good friend, Devin Nunes. Congressman, good to have you back on the show.
Great to be with both of you. Thank you.
All right. You have turned Trump Media and Technology Group into a juggernaut. It started as a social media company that gave us truth, and we needed some truth and some free speech. Then we got into crypto and the prediction markets, and now into the future of the industry. What brought this on?
Well, thank you, John. It's great to be with you as always. Trump Media, I always say, was not started because President Trump needed a company. It was started out of a necessity, and what was born is a technology company. Yes, we're social media, but we built our own technology. And this builds on that. As you know, and Amanda is well aware, the energy crisis in this country has reached a real crisis, especially in some of the blue states where they've invested extra money in solar and wind power. The prices continue to go up. Meanwhile, China has been building traditional nuclear power plants. They've been building coal plants. And now you see that China is working on producing their own chips and really looking to dominate the space in AI. They already dominate in manufacturing, and they want to dominate in AI. And the only way we can bring that back to this country is we have to reduce the price of electricity. Now, I spent a lot of time in Congress working on nuclear power. Unfortunately, legislation that I proposed, 20 years ago didn't pass because the Congress decided that they should invest in windmills and solar panels. That hasn't worked. The good thing is that 75 years ago, there were two ways to go with nuclear. Nuclear fission was the one that was easiest. That's what Admiral Rickover and others used to power America. You had the history with 3 Mile Island and all of those problems. The nuclear fell out of favor. Then right when it was about to have a renaissance, people will remember the Fukushima accident in Japan, and that kind of stopped, unfortunately, a lot of the work that was being done in nuclear power. However, there was a company called TAE, the one that we're merging with, that actually continued to invest. So families like Chuck Schwab's family, investors like Stanley Druckenmiller, Google, Chevron, many others continued to invest in TAE. So this is private money, not government money. But for a quarter century, they've amassed the best scientists that the world has to offer. And they've produced now, they've built 5 generations of the reactor. And now we're stepping in, folding them into our company so that we can help them build their first reactor. So this is a fusion reactor. It's clean. It's one that the first one will be up to 50 megawatts. The future ones will be somewhere between 350 to 500. Now, what does that mean? Wow. That means these are big enough to replace pretty much or add to the existing power generation that we have in this country. It's a good size. Now, look, this is breakthrough technology. When this is done, and I don't say this lightly, this will be the most important discovery and invention since the first Manhattan Project. So wow. we did a lot of searching, John, all over the United States. We looked at a lot of the emerging nuclear power companies, and there's nothing that stands that holds a candle to this company. So look, we want to be right in the middle of the most important issue at the highest level. What does America really need? When we started True Social, we needed free speech. We saved that. Now somebody's got to step up and do something to produce real energy in this country. And we're going to do it using our great shareholders and merging and bringing in all these new investors. It's just going to be a tremendous, tremendous opportunity. This has never been done before, but I think it can be done. I believe in the science. I believe in this company has 1,600 patents, 400 people that work there. It's quite something to see. Something that I think we all Americans should be rooting for this company to succeed. And we at Trump Media want to help make that happen.
Wow, exciting.
So cool, so cool. Devin, with both nuclear fission and fusion, one of the most protracted parts of the process is figuring out how to practically convert that energy to something that's usable and commercially available for the American people. Now that that has been determined, now that that's been figured out, is this a technology that could ultimately replace fossil fuels and other forms of electrifying America?
Well, definitely it will over time. Because, once you start to build these, you drive down costs. Remember when nuclear fission first was developed and first implemented, it was one of the cheapest power sources. It was the rules and regulations, all the things that China's not doing, that essentially made nuclear fission plants, the big nuclear power plants that we still have left in this country, it just made them not feasible anymore. We built a couple plants in Georgia. The cost overruns were huge, and now no one wants to invest in them. The beauty of this technology, though, is this is not fission, it's fusion. And so the waste, especially if they're successful, TAE successful in using boron, this will be real clean energy that, costs should be driven down. And the other good thing about this technology that we really liked is the infrastructure that they've built over these 5 generations of plants. It's all infrastructure that you can get here in the United States. You don't have to rely on this term that now everyone knows, the rare earth elements or rare earth minerals that China now is using. They went around the globe and gobbled all that up. They gobbled those up because for not only computer chips, but also in most cases, a lot of the nuclear power relies on these special magnets and special minerals and elements. This company, what TAE's built, does not rely on that. Everything can be sourced here in America. So that's the difference really in the design and the design of a lot of the other companies that we evaluated and we looked at over the course of the last year. So there is a big difference, and that's why we're so high on this, because this team started with the science, built this up, over 25 years, and is doing something in a different way that thankfully we have people in this country that are still willing to innovate, because we are going to need a whole lot of power, whether that's no matter what you believe in this AI boom. I can tell you one thing: we're going to need a lot more power, not less. I can't tell you if that's going to be double the power it needs in 20 or 30 years or 10%. It's still a lot, and the American people are paying too much for power now. If you want to bring back our industrial base, we have to reduce the price of electricity. And President Trump ran on that. He talked about American energy independence. He talked about an all-the-above strategy. He told people how windmills and solar panels would not work. And there's also another funny irony in this whole project. I remember sitting with the president a couple years ago, and he had a big concern about nuclear fission. With the waste, and of course with nuclear weapons and the proliferation of those weapons. Sure. But he always points to his uncle, and John, I think you had been in his office, but he always had that magazine and picture of his uncle that worked on similar technology. I think he was an MIT guy. So it's funny how this has come full circle, where a company that President Trump didn't need, that was started to save free speech, that we have a legion of shareholders that are amazing. We're now bringing in all these other new shareholders, that really bring in institutions, bring in analyst coverage, things of that nature. But you also have this weird thing that here you have President Trump's uncle, who worked on a lot of this technology for his whole life, and now you have his nephew, who creates a company that he didn't need. That we're going to be the first to produce the world's first nuclear fusion power plant. It's in power reactor. It really is an amazing story.
It is an amazing story. Very Trumpian in its origins and in its destiny. Before we let you go, got a couple minutes left. This brings the value of the combined company to $6 billion. That's a remarkable business opportunity that you've already built. but it also puts you in bed with some really great people. Chuck Schwab, you mentioned he and his family. Tell us who else is involved in this that could make this such a success. We've got about 2 minutes left.
I mean, you've got Chevron. You've got a lot of family offices. You have Stanley Druckenmiller, the famous New York Wall Street investor. These are big names, and quite frankly, that's one of the reasons why we started looking at this. That we said, look, this has got real people, real investment, and Chuck Schwab's been at the beginning of this. Michael Schwab he'll actually become chair of the board. Michael is Chuck's son. So this is really bringing together some of the biggest names, the titans of industry, some of the biggest brands in the world. You take Schwab, you take Trump, you take Stanley Druckenmiller, you take the Googles, the Chevrons. These are the big names, and I think what you're going to see is that hopefully what we're asking for is for everyone to let's believe in America again. Let's innovate again, and you can do so by helping us help this company get this off the ground. And the good news is because of the capital that we put on the balance sheet over the last year, we actually have enough capital to build this first reactor. So we're not going to need any. We don't have any immediate need for capital. That's not to say we wouldn't raise more and try to build other technologies, but we really are in a great position. And I hope that all Americans should get behind this. We all should be for lowering energy costs. What we should not be for is what some of the left in the Senate and House have said, and that is that we should just let China or let other places do these data centers. That's a recipe for disaster.
Devin, I'm going to have to let you go. We got a hard commercial break coming up. This is a big moment. Congratulations. You've been the captain of the ship, navigating it. Great to have you on. Folks, quick commercial break. We'll be back right after these messages.
We're told in Genesis chapter 1:26 that God has made man in his image, and by his likeness has he made him.
Genesis is a book of fundamental importance for the Jewish and Christian faiths, and a literary masterpiece that has profoundly shaped Western civilization. Now, in this exclusive online course from Hillsdale College, you can deepen your understanding of how this ancient book is essential to you today. Sign up for the Genesis story, absolutely free, at learnfromhillsdale.org. Dr. Justin Jackson, a distinguished Hillsdale College professor, will guide you through this fascinating free online course that unfolds the biblical stories of Adam and Eve, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph. When you sign up, you'll explore some of life's most important questions, gain a greater appreciation for how the Bible confronts pain and hardship with redemption and hope, and discover how the struggles people faced thousands of years ago are deeply relevant to us still today. Take this 6-lesson course whenever it's most convenient for you, at your pace or in your schedule. Signing up is easy and free when you go to learnfromhillsdale.org today.
So the fun thing with the serpent is, how does a serpent talk? And not only that, but why is the serpent's punishment to crawl on its belly when that's what it does?
Join the hundreds of thousands of Americans who are enriching their lives through this exclusive online course from Hillsdale College and gain access to this premium content today.
What I hope you'll get from studying Genesis in this course is a deeper appreciation of the biblical insights with regards to the human person, its psychology, our predilection towards rivalry, but also reconciliation.
Sign up for the Genesis story, free of charge, at learnfromhillsdale.org today.
Hi there, I'm Dean Heskin, President and CEO of Swiss America. Do you know which investment has outperformed almost every other asset class since the beginning of last year? And that Goldman Sachs research is now forecasting to reach further heights. That's right, it's gold. Central banks around the world continue to buy gold at record levels due to economic turmoil, foreign conflicts, and a weakening U.S. economy plagued by debt. If you're concerned how to protect yourself as our financial system weakens, our team at Swiss America has a solution. For over 40 years, we've helped people just like you purchase precious metals for home delivery and for your IRAs. Don't miss out before this next big price jump. Call or text Swiss America at the number on your screen to receive your free portfolio review and a copy of The Timeless Truth About Gold and Silver. Let us show you how easy it is to safeguard your money. Call or text Swiss America today.
Welcome back, everybody, to Just the News, No Noise. National security is one of the biggest issues for the Trump administration. And as this year comes to a close, we can all see the work that this administration has already done to make us safer and position America for the future. And one way to continue to do that is by continuing and expanding America's technological edge in our military and security sectors, as well as in the intelligence community. And we have one man who is helping to do just that. He's our next guest. His name is Larson Jensen. He is the founder and managing general partner of Harpoon Ventures, and he's also a former U.S. Navy SEAL and a two-time Olympic medalist in swimming. Larson, is there anything you don't do?
Now, there's a couple things out there, but I think you've hit the highlights. Thanks for having me.
Very good. So happy to have you. All right, tell us about Harpoon Ventures. I mean, you obviously have a storied background, especially when it comes to aquatics. Talk to us about why you started it.
We started Harpoon Ventures because we thought we were at a critical time in national history and geopolitical history where technology was going to be intersecting with national security and prosperity at an increased rate. Look no further than Project Genesis, our efforts here, which the current administration has been calling the Manhattan Project of our time. Look no further than the drone dominance efforts that Secretary Hegseth put out. The technology is really at a crucible moment that intersects with our country at a whole new level. We need to deter China. We need to deter future conflict, and we need to be prepared to win it if and when the time comes. I have a long storied history of representing our country, both in the playing field as an Olympic swimmer, on the battlefield as a Navy SEAL, and now trying to do my part as a venture capitalist investing in our future.
It's incredible. And, you know, as someone outside of the defense sector, I look at these phases over America's history of technological advancement, especially with respect to our military. And it seems like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's totally fine, seems to me that drone technology, that we are moving into an era where this is something that's going to dominate whatever country moves forward with that innovation. Are we on the cutting edge of it?
I think we are, and we've already seen what I think is going to go down as Drone War 1, being the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Many of my friends and colleagues in a former life were intimately involved with that, and ultimately I think we have seen how ultimately attritable drones, attritable mass, meaning large volumes of drones that ultimately can be treated almost as a munition. We don't need to recall them. We don't need to get them back. They're expendable. They're at a low enough price point where they can actually reshape the battlefield and be more effective and cheaper than our legacy exquisite systems that we've been building for many, many years. So I think we've already seen Drone War 1, and I think it's an imperative that the United States, led by Secretary Hegseth and President Trump, are at the forefront of that. I think we are, and I think we're in the process of building our industrial base to meet that demand if and when the time is required.
Yeah. You know, it's so interesting. You look at what warfare looked like just 50 years ago, 60 years, 70 years ago, looking back to World War II, what war looked like at that time and what it looks like now and what it will look like another 70 years from now. Are we moving into a place where practically every combat vehicle, whether it's by land, air, or by sea, is unmanned? And what does that make the war landscape look like?
I think we're definitely moving that direction. If you just think back, it's been a decade plus since my last, deployment. And so we really didn't have unmanned systems, certainly not at scale during that time frame. And now we're seeing much more of that. I think there's always going to be a place for people on the battlefield. There's many mission sets that I think are uniquely situated for special operations, ground infantry, et cetera. But in situations where we can reduce the risk aperture to our American forces, we should absolutely do that. We don't want to lose any of our brave soldiers, our brave men and women that have volunteered to serve our country if we can help it. But I think there are still going to be unique situations that require human-like precision and human-like decision-making on the on the actual objective. I think that's going to continue. But if we can augment our soldiers of the future so that they don't have to go into those situations unless absolutely required, we absolutely should do that. And I think that's the direction this current administration is taking us towards, very much thankfully.
So then does that put us in a place where if we are warring with a poorer country, then we effectively have no human loss and all of the human loss is on their side?
I think that'd be a tremendous offset strategically for the United States to have that capability and to have very few countries around the world that have that capability. I think the downside is that commercial electronics has given, it's a downside and an upside. We have this gift of commercial electronics, whether it be in our iPhones or anything else that we use in our home devices, that have proliferated around the world. So it's so accessible. So effectively, even if you're a non-state actor, they have these capabilities that are virtually almost on par with the United States. We've seen how our adversaries evolved. I saw it firsthand during our conflicts in the Middle East, how they were able to offset our exquisite capability by planting IEDs, whether it be pressure plates, remote ID, remote detonation, so on and so forth. So I think that we should be prepared for that cat and mouse game to persist over time. But I think what we shouldn't do is invest so heavily into exquisite weapon systems that are offset by a $1,000 capability that anybody around the world can build. I think it's time that we start fighting fire with fire and think ourselves almost like insurgents in terms of the capabilities that we build and what we utilize to prosecute effects.
Yeah, I mean, you look at a technology, like I remember when the DJI Mavic 3 came out, and it just exploded, and it had a Hasselblad lens on it. This is something that was used, on the on spaceships and things like that. It was so incredibly advanced, and now you can get a drone that's maybe not quite as good, but pretty darn close on Amazon from China for $75.
Absolutely. It's a completely different world. And I think that cost curve continues to come down. I think what we have not invested in until the Trump administration is reindustrialization and onshoring in the United States. We have offshored so much of this capability to China, and I think that has created a strategic gap for the United States. We're bringing that back home. We are building these capabilities now in the United States. We just need to continue to invest in it and continue to have brilliant entrepreneurs, brilliant technologists answering the nation's call to make sure that we're protected and prepared for the future.
Yeah. It's awesome to have new technology and new maneuvers and new types of aircraft, but it's also worth investing in the things that we have already. And earlier this year, President Trump announced, I believe it was Boeing who acquired the contract, the F-47. And, a lot of secrecy surrounding the technology on that fighter jet. In fact, even the picture that they had in the Oval Office, there was a significant amount of bokeh around it. So they were trying to obscure everything about it. But have you heard anything from inside your industry about some of the new advancements for the F-47?
I haven't heard a lot about that. I think that a lot of these programs are, much larger than where we play as an early stage venture capital firm. As an early stage venture capitalist, we're looking for these brilliant young people who are building something that currently doesn't exist in the market with really breakthrough technologies. Doesn't matter if it's AI, advanced materials, cybersecurity, biotech and health, or aerospace and defense in the verticals that we call the Freedom Stack verticals. These Freedom Stack verticals are the most imperative to our country in our estimation, and I think that's backstopped by what the Trump administration is saying. So we're investing in these companies as they're just getting up and off the ground. Most of these capabilities aren't classified in nature, but there really are a transformative amount of breakthroughs coming through industry these days. You look at what's happening with OpenAI. You look at what's happening in the broader AI race. These technologies, unlike yesteryear, are coming out of industry. They're coming out of the private sector. They're not coming out of secret programs in government labs any longer. And so I think right now we have this unique dynamic where we do need to invest in secret technology to make sure that we have these very large-scale strategic offsets, but we also need to harness these capabilities that are being built from the entrepreneurship ecosystem from Silicon Valley and accelerate into that momentum versus stifling it. And the Trump administration is doing a fantastic job of doing just that.
Yeah, President Trump definitely recognizes innovation in important sectors like this. Larson Jensen, founder of Harpoon Ventures, thanks so much for being with us tonight. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, everybody, we've got much more coming up for you right after this break. See you on the other side.
This holiday season, Real America's Voice is proud to partner with our friends at Angel Studios for a special giveaway you won't want to miss. As they launch Season 2 of their hit series Homestead, we're giving you the chance to win an exclusive Homestead hat absolutely free. Everyone who becomes an Angel Guild member using our link is automatically entered to the contest. When you join, you're supporting meaningful pro-American storytelling, and you're supporting RAV at the same time. Scan the QR code on your screen right now, or text the word RAV Angel to 758